go. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I'm not important. I'm just a question asker. But the person that is important, this is my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheen and the Morning Glow family.
Man, we got some stuff to talk about this morning.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. We got some stuff to talk about. We got some stuff to hit this morning. And I want to say good morning to a couple of people. Kimani. I hope I said your name right. Good morning to you, Kimani. Thank you for joining us. We have people that's actually coming into the room right now. Got people coming in all the rooms right now. So good to have each and every one of you. And the phone lines are open. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Leonard, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't no telling where you, Lord Jesus. Hey, look, ain't no toe telling. Ain't no toe telling where you gonna go with this. Right? But Leonard, you're a single man.
No, I'm not.
No. Hypothetically, for the sake of the
Oh,
host,
okay.
you're a single man. I know you ain't
Okay.
single. You like we've been married. We've been married for a minute, but you're a single man. They 25, right there pushing 30. You and this young lady, y'all are very serious, and y'all are about to move further into the relationship, and and y'all get to that moment where y'all are about to, interact in some adult activities for the first time, and you notice that she has her ex tattooed, say, either across her lower stomach, right there close to the area, or across her back, lower back. His name is tattooed there. Y'all had a conversation about this person. He's come up in the past about, our ex. One person she was real serious or whatever. Leonard, would that bother you?
I wouldn't be with her.
Huh?
No, I wouldn't be with her.
Wait a minute. Y'all have been together all the way up until this point, and you really feeling her. Everything is good. When you find out that it is over,
Yeah, yes,
wow.
yes.
Please explain.
I don't care for that type of thing.
Mm.
I don't believe. I mean, it's just my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get it removed,
Mm-hmm.
but then again, I don't think I wouldn't care for a woman with that character.
Now, explain what character is that exactly?
Well, it's kind of irresponsible to do something like that, especially to somebody you just met. I could see if you had your child's name, your mother, father, or
Mm-hmm.
grandmother, or something significant,
Mm-hmm.
but just somebody you were screwing. No.
Mm. But see, the thing about it is, and this is my idea on this, and truth of the matter, I'm with you on that. But my thing is this right here. That's a person that was a very important part of her life at that time. And truth of the
Then, then,
matter,
she, then she needs to stay with that person for her life, first for life.
mm, because the tattoo is there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, it's not that. Is he dead?
No, no.
Okay. Then it's not that important.
Mm. 508. I have to hear what you all have to say about this. 508-924-3521. Phone lines are open right now. Give us a call. 508-924-3521. And is it really that serious? Is it really that serious to throw away the relationship? Should you suggest that they have it removed? And what would happen if you say that to remove it, that you would like for them to have it removed, and they say no? I'm
Oh,
not gonna
then
take
then definitely I have even more reason not to deal with it.
mm, Leonard, this is a lady that you've really been feeling.
I don't care. I have standards.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Why would I see? I don't even engage in those types of relationships to begin with. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
But that is completely disrespectful towards me.
Now, what if? And I'm trying to get some throw some things out there, man, that will help hopefully make this thing make some sense. I don't know the truth of the matter. I'm just playing the other side of the coin because it don't make sense to me either. But I got for the sake of the conversation. What if y'all had a conversation and she said, "Is I have to show you something," and y'all keep talking about it, and she never do until that moment, and then y'all are in going there, y'all are going there, being PG, y'all are going there, and then she said, "Oh, remember I told you I had to tell you something. Well, let me show you." And then you look and you see it, and plain as day is his name right there. And just for the sake of the conversation, you said, "Well, look, mm, you need to probably get that taken off." And then she said, "No, it's just it was a part of my life that I'm proud of. I was happy during that time of my life, and it's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a name." Leonard, what is your response?
The relationship is over.
Wow.
I don't love nobody that much.
Mm. But is it
Period.
and you're willing to throw it? Everything's been perfect. Y'all are you're willing to throw it all away because of a tattoo?
It ain't been that good.
Wow. I mean that's heavy.
I mean, if other people don't have standards, I do,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't tolerate stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And I don't have to.
Yeah. And see, and that's the whole thing. Truth of the matter, you don't have to.
No.
It's your choice, it's your option, whether you want to or not. But I think that will be grounds for a deep conversation, even especially if she's in her mind, because my thing is this: there's still a connection there.
She can take
That,
her mind and her tail somewhere else.
but my thing is there's still a connection there, and the
And
reason.
she need to go connect to it.
No, well, I'm saying because of the fact she don't want to get rid of the tattoo. She don't want
That's
to get rid of it.
fine.
There's a
That's
connection.
fine.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Jimmy the Jap, what do you say to this? Jimmy the Jap, good morning. What do you say to this, Jimmy? If you are with someone, and when y'all finally get to the point where where y'all eventually get to the point where y'all want to engage in some adult activities, and y'all are in the bucket naked, and you notice that there's a tattoo of her ex, either right above her belt line or her lower back. Would that what would that do? What would that do for you? How would you handle that? And the phone lines open. I want more, I want you all to call in and tell me what y'all think. See, Leonard says it's over. Leonard said there's no middle ground. That this is what it is.
And
It's
my
over.
wife can attest to that.
Why you say that, Leonard?
Because one, I mean, as much as I care about you or whatever, if you have these things going on in your life, we're
Mm-hmm.
not going to go on.
Mm, mm. Wow. She said, okay, I get it taken off, but it's gonna take me 6 months to get an appointment.
No, it's not. You're going tomorrow.
Leonard, you're being very demanding to this lady now.
Exactly,
You're being
because I
very
can be.
demanding.
Because I can be.
Mm. So regardless of what she think, how she feel, or whatever, basically what I'm hearing you say, Leonard, and you correct me if I'm wrong. In this instance right here, it's either your way or the highway. There's no compromising. There's no talking about it. There's no conversation.
We
This.
talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
We just talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just told you how it's going to be.
And see, and that's my issue. You told her. Y'all didn't
Yes.
talk about it. You told her. This
Yes.
is what it is.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, you all are not that way in your lives?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I didn't
But
know.
my thing is, and you talk about this a lot, Leonard. You say, look here. We're not gonna be in that caveman mentality where the man just tell the woman what to do. You say it all the time. But right now, you're saying that you're gonna just tell her what to do. She ain't got no choice in the matter. If she
She
gonna
does have a choice in the matter.
if she gonna be with you, let me finish it. If she's gonna be with you, this is what she's gonna do, or you stepping.
That's the choice.
Wow. Hey, everybody feel the way they feel. Like I say, I don't know if I'll really go to that extreme, but truth of the matter, that the tattoo will have to go.
You feel that is
It,
extreme?
well, if y'all, and the reason why I say it's extreme is this: if y'all are in a relationship and y'all have really, really liking each other, really feeling each other, and going to that level in the relationship over time, y'all have committed a big part of each other, your time, your efforts, and everything in a relationship, trying to build and go in a certain direction, and then all of a sudden there's a stoplight right there, and being this tattoo, a stoplight right there, and you just willing to say, "Look at ho, no, we're not moving another further. Get that off. They got to go."
No, yeah, I mean that's completely reasonable to me.
And see, that's the scary part, brother. I believe what you're saying. I believe what you're saying. Um, how 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 could that be, how could there be a compromise in a situation like this?
I mean, I think that is the compromise.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I have to live with that?
That's my point exactly. That, like I said, I'm talking on both sides of the coin, dealing both. But yeah, I feel you with that. I wouldn't want to, because every time I want to be intimate with you, or have this moment with
No,
you,
if you
I don't
told
want to
him
look
that
at his
was his,
name.
if you told him it was his, you need to take it back to him.
Mm, return to sender.
Yes. That's why it's not a good idea to do anything like that.
Yeah,
And a woman that does that, you kind of, hmm. I don't
disqualified.
think that's a person you really want to be with the rest of your life.
She's disqualified.
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
Period. Anything could be anything. What if she had the Baphomet tattoo there?
hmm. Wow. Mm,
What if she had the KKK or something tattooed there?
mm, mm.
Rebel flag.
Yeah, yeah. And every time you touch her, you got to touch that. They got to
It
rub up
doesn't
against
matter. It's just not a good thing.
it. Mm-hmm.
Not for me. But to each his own.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's. I mean, it's a lot. And like I say, what I'm doing right now, I'm actually playing both sides of the coin, because I pretty much feel the same way. It would have to go. It
I
would. It
didn't
would.
even want to be with a woman that had children.
Now that's a whole different conversation right there. That's a whole different conversation. And some men really feel that way. If they got kids already, they're not gonna deal with them.
Right.
But yeah, and that's honesty. Some men won't even admit that I didn't get with that person because she had kids. They won't admit it, but that's a lot of time. That's what it is, and a lot of people feel that way. And so you can't tell a person whether they're right or wrong in that. You just got to let them be who they are. Captain Captain Dennis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, man, peace to the gods. Good morning to you both,
Good
brothers.
morning,
Hey,
sir.
good morning to you as well, sir. Good morning. We're having a conversation, a pre-conversation before we get to the topic of the day. And I asked the question, and Captain, I need to hear how you feel about this. You're a young man, you 24, 25, push maybe close to your 30, right before 30. You've been dealing with this young lady for a long time, and y'all are, real serious. Y'all get to the point where y'all about to engage in some adult activities, physical adult activities, if being PG, you know what I mean. um she's been telling you for a long time, it's something I got to tell you, something I got to tell you, but it never came to the point where she told you. Now y'all at this point, and y'all are disrobing, and she said, "I want to show you something," and she have a tattoo either right above her stomach, her belt line, or her lower back, and it's her ex-boyfriend, somebody that she's been with, for a long time, that she, they was supposed to get married and all this other. It was real serious, and she had that tattoo. Captain, how would you feel about that? Captain? Captain, D, you there? Hello, hello. Leonard, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, we just lost. Hopefully, we'll get him right back in. But Leonard, yeah, that's there he is right there. There he is right
I'm
there.
sorry. Uh, well, now I think it would not interfere with my intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, basically, we know we live in a time where tattoo is the thing. I mean, listen, man. I mean, there's many people that get tattoos of past relationships, and that I'm sure they thought that would be be their partner forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
but I think when you become involved in any uh, intimate relationship with a woman and you never have seen her body, I thought you was getting ready to say she disrobed and she got three breasts.
Oh Lord. Okay, let me see. We have some issues with Captain Line. There we go. Yep. I'm trying to get past, and that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Captain, you back? Captain, you back with us? I see his stance on it as well. Because we are in the tattoo age. Everybody, truth of the matter, I don't have any tattoos.
I don't have any tattoos either.
Yeah, I don't have, but in this generation,
And I love tattoos.
yeah,
I like the way they look.
I will. You'll be hard pressed to really find something. Like I said, I don't have any. Leonard, you say you don't have any. I don't know if Captain have any or not,
I
but
don't, I,
I
I don't,
personally.
I don't have none. I don't have none.
No, no. And see, and it'll be hard pressed. We might be like unicorns, man, because everybody and Captain is right. Everybody, this is a tattoo generation. Everybody, man, you see people, man, all of all ages with tattoos. They have them, and so to have that name tattoo right there. Go, Captain. You was telling us about the three breasts. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was thought you was getting ready to say something like, and she disrobed and she had she had a baby. Remember what they call them when the women, a C-section. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Hmm.
if it's just a tattoo, I mean, I don't have no problem with it. I mean, I'm sure we can work together to get it taken off and replace it with me. But
Hmm.
if we at this stage, she taking off some clothes, I'm sure enough not gonna let no tattoo stand in the way of me getting ready to take care of this business. We could talk. We could. I mean, you would this. You like you. If you find it's all like that, and you disrobe for the first time, I bet you, I guarantee you on everything I love,
Hmm.
that tattoo would not be an issue with me. Now it
Mm.
may be after I'm through, but not right there.
And that's real. That's real. And a lot of fellas, man, let's go ahead on and finish. We're gonna talk about this later now. We're gonna talk about this later now. I'm already hot and bothered. I ain't gonna let that bother me no further. But Leonard, at that moment, you're hot and bothered. Both of y'all are hot and bothered, and she show you that. Are you gonna stop all the activities? You're gonna stop, or you gonna like Captain said, you're gonna finish what the intent. You finish what your intent is, and y'all talk about that thing later.
Well, it really depends because one, you not my woman. That's
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
You may be his woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a completely different situation. If I'm screwing somebody else's woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know how the young generation. Well, if she ain't your woman, she your woman right now.
But I don't want to use the type of language that I would use and what I would consider her either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She wouldn't mean that much to me at all.
Mm. Mm. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Captain, go ahead. Let me hear you.
Well, man, I want to say this, man. I have great admiration for my man Leonard. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, look at that. He stick to his guns. Man,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He won in a million, brother. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Yeah.
you, man. I remember in the movie to Django where my man said every 1,000 men, there's one is born special.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Leonard fits that category. Every 1,000 men, there's one is born special.
Uh,
But nevertheless, dear brother, I think brother Raheem, and of course, I would have came on yesterday, but the minister spoke on WVON, Chicago radio with Eddie Reed,
mhm.
and we don't hear from the minister too often.
Absolutely.
And he came on, man, and I mean, he blazed the airways.
Mm. Yes,
He's
sir.
89 years old,
Mm.
and brother was asking him some real important. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, the callers that was calling in was sounding somewhat like your callers. And
Wow.
Eddie Reed was saying, this is what he was saying. He said, I listen every day on this show, people calling in and talking about the problem, and all of y'all sound the same. He
Mhm.
said, can you imagine how much I get tired of hearing you calling in and tell me about a problem I already heard from somebody just got off the phone? He
Mhm.
says,
Mhm.
here's what I want from you. Tell me, what are you doing positive today, and what goals you had to do to help the black situation tomorrow? If you ain't
Mhm.
can't call on here and tell me that, don't call. We
Thank you.
can talk about the
Mhm.
problem
Mhm.
all day long. That's what he said. I said, wow. Then he
Mhm.
said, I want to know, Brother Farrakhan. You did an all men's only tour. You did a Million Man March, Farrakhan. The black man, how crucial is the black man in this day and time
Mhm.
in taking charge of his community? And look what he said, and establishing the norms of which governs the community. In other words, establishing the rules of conduct that would govern our community. Who, Brother Farrakhan?
Mhm.
Is to set those norms, the women or the men? Are we the ones who are going to set the norms of established rules of conduct and behavior by which we as a people must conduct ourselves as men? Is to do it? Or is it women? Or should we do it together? We need your answer, Brother Farrakhan.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, man, you should have heard the minister's answer.
Mm.
But I ain't going to tell y'all on this show.
Wow. How you gonna put it out there like that?
I'm sorry. I'm
Come
sorry.
on now.
I'm
That's a
sorry.
cliffhanger, brother.
I ain't telling you. I'm gonna tell you where you can go and listen to it.
There you go. Give it to
There
us.
you go. Go on NOI.org.
Okay.
NOI.org.
Mhm.
And when you go on that website, you can see the clip. I mean, the Eddie Reed interview with Louis Farrakhan, and
Okay.
hear what he said for yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, got another question. Now, no, I'm not gonna go into that one right now because that's gonna spark us right into our topic for the day, and we're gonna give people a few more minutes just to get in. Um, why do you think most people, and Captain, I ask you this question: why do you think most people, most men, is it an ego thing, or what do you think it is that most men will have an issue with that tattoo being there?
Well, in the animal world, and Brother Leonard could bear witness, that the lion has to mark his territory.
Mm-hmm.
Why do lions mark their territory? They have a secretion. They mark their territory
Mm-hmm.
because they letting all the other lions know
Mm.
these other lioness, they my women, partner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this all mine. All this right here is mine. It is the dominating masculinity
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
men
Yeah.
to dominate. That's
Mm-hmm.
his nature, is to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at how all of the animals mate, the male dominates the female to mate. She ain't on top of him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So even in our lifestyle, the male he wants to dominate. Now we living in a society where our poor women has been beaten down
Mm-hmm.
like she's some second class citizen, and we as men trying to dominate a woman who have been so more superior in her conviction than we have.
Mm-hmm.
The Holy Quran says this: Allah created the woman as a helpmeet,
Yes.
not a helpmate. When
Mm-hmm.
we ask the question, well, why did it say helpmeet in the Quran and not helpmate? Because the woman's job is to help the man meet his God-given moral obligations.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep. A woman's job is to help me meet. My wife's job is to help me meet my God-given moral obligation that God gave. I'm gonna help you, a husband, to meet the obligation that God gave you.
Mm-hmm.
But a woman can't help a man, can't help him help a man to meet nothing. She can't help a man to meet to be a bomb. Her
Mm-hmm.
job is not to meet you, to help you to become nothing. So she
Mm-hmm.
becomes disappointed. But we men want to dominate. So we want to be able to claim what we call the prize. That's
Mm.
why when you go into war, we call the spoils of war booty.
Yeah. Yep.
Why
Sure
do we
do.
call it
Yeah.
booty?
Mm-hmm.
What is the spoils of war? What would make a man and a whole army go in to defeat their enemy was what the man, what the commander would say. And if we defeat the enemy, guess what you would get as the spoils? What, commander? The woman. Oh,
Mm.
snap, crackle, and pop. Let's
Mm.
go to war then. If the spoils is the woman,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
see,
Wow.
she's the booty.
Mm-hmm.
She's the prize.
Mm-hmm.
She's always been the prize. So what male do not want to mark what he owns as his booty? Look at here, brother. This is my booty.
Mm. Wow.
Don't you mess with my booty.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I got the brand my booty.
Mm-hmm. Is it and you said it, but my thing is this right here. Is that a macho or is that a caveman mentality that we overpower, that we feel as though we have to overpower the woman, we have to mark our territory, they become a possession, if you will. And I
Okay,
got
no
a couple people
question.
on the phone. I want to touch them as well. But go ahead.
Ain't no question. She's called eye candy in some situations.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no question. That's the nature of man. We just have abused our authority. We have abused that. It is
Mm-hmm.
no longer something that's respectful. It is no longer chivalry.
Mm-hmm.
This is some real sick trying to dominate a woman who's more intelligent than you, trying to dominate. Not everybody. I'm not talking about you, brother Leonard, because that's all. Leonard, remove yourself out of this equation.
Captain Dennis, wow.
I'm through, brother. I'm through, brother.
And it's not so much that Raheen it's like it's exactly kind of what he says.
Mm-hmm.
It is because I believe that people should have standards,
Mm-hmm.
and men should have standards
Mm-hmm.
that you are known by.
Absolutely.
And,
That's not wrong. But
yeah,
my thing is like to think that we overpower, or we in a position of on, that's and a lot of time we say that's my baby. That's my
well,
baby right there. That's my you talking about that's my baby. Well, a baby is something that really needs you. That's a grown adult. Are we demeaning them by the verbiage that we use when we say something like that's my
no,
baby?
you're using that's a nurturing word.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nurturing word, so that is how you would nurture her.
We may take it that way, but and we
Wow.
got a couple of ladies on the line. As a matter of fact, let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning? Cassandra? Okay, we might have lost Cassandra. Let's go to we got Annie. Annie, good morning. And we got Rico. Rico coming to you next, brother. Annie, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing well, doing well. Annie, we talking about this situation dealing with well, let me start from the beginning with you. We drew a picture, a young lady, but now we got to switch it up because now you are with this gentleman. Y'all been together for a long time. Y'all are very serious. Y'all are getting very serious, and y'all get to the point whereas y'all want to partake in some of the adult physical activities. And in the course of that, he said, "Look, I something I need to tell you, something I need to tell you, blah blah blah." And y'all never got to the conversation. But then when y'all start to disrobe, he stopped and he said, "Listen, I need to tell you about something." He said, "Better yet, I need to show you." And he disrobed, and he have his ex-girlfriend tattooed right above his navel, right above his navel. Her name is right there. Y'all had conversation about her, and you know how he felt about her at that point in time in their lives, because of the fact that that tattoo is there. And would that pose a problem for you?
Yes, it would, Raheen. I mean, just to see this woman, this ex name on his body,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to take it to that extreme, to lock her in, lock her name in on his body, it would be hurtful. It would mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable going forward, because in my mind, when he's around, she's around.
Mm,
That may not make sense to anybody else, but if her name is on his body, I will always see, if he's here, then she's here, because I will always be insecure. And
mm,
I'll be insecure because, okay, why would you have her name on your body? And then when you saw her, when you realized you and her wasn't going to make it, why not go back to a tattoo shop and get something, done over that? Do
mm,
something, but just don't have no woman's name on your body.
mm-hmm,
That's why I never understood why people would brand their bodies like that, because, ain't nothing definite. Even in marriage, if you ain't sure it's going to last a long time, why have someone named Brenda on your body?
mm-hmm,
But to answer your question, yes, it will bother me. I would feel some kind of way if another woman name is in your body. I couldn't be me with you. I couldn't give you all of me,
mm-hmm,
because it's like you're hers. You're branded. You're
mm-hmm.
hers for life. And even if you say you love me, I would feel, in the back of my mind, is he just saying that? I would never trust. No, I would never feel comfortable 100% believing what he said,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how sweet it may sound, if her name is on his body.
Okay, but Annie, you said something, and I got a few other people. I got actually Rico and Tucson. I want to get their input on this as well. But you said something. You say insecure. Is it insecurity, or what exactly is it? Because you got to understand that all that happened, even the tattoo happened before he met you. He didn't know you at that time. There was another phase in his life, and he did that in that phase. So why would you let that phase affect this phase that you all are in?
I mean, it's a mind thing. In the back of my mind, I'm always thinking, is he really thinking of her? And once he ended the relationship with her, and he decides to move on, I'm not saying put my name on your body.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying go put something else over it. Put God something, put something over on top of that name.
Mm-hmm.
But just make that name be gold. You do something, put a heart on top of it, put some black something on top of it. But I would not want to be the one to see it, because I would feel insecure.
Okay.
I would feel that he belonged to her,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just going through the motions with me. I would feel some kind of way, because her name is there. I mean, he's sitting on top of you, and all of a sudden you look in his eyes, and then right below his eyes is his chest with her name on it. That would make me feel some kind of way. And that
Wow.
would make any female feel some kind of way when he's in your eyes and you look down and there's Michelle or there's Sandra. The devil's a liar. I can deal with that.
Wow. Rico, are we giving that X too much power? And good morning, Rico. How you doing this morning? Are we giving the X too much
No, I
power?
can't complain. Welcome to a new day, everybody.
Hey, what to you as
Um,
well, sir? Are we
it
giving?
depends,
Mm-hmm.
man. It depends on if you're giving that X too much power. I mean, that X could still be around,
Mm-hmm.
or that X could be passed on.
Mm-hmm.
First off, before I get too deep into this conversation, let's understand what a tattoo is. Now, sometimes people look at it as pieces of art, so they go and put it all over their body. But then, to me, when you put a person's name on you, you are memorializing them.
Mm.
They have
Wow.
done something memorable to you to make you feel like I need to honor your memory. I need to memorialize you on my body. Now, some people might do that when they're young and dumb. Maybe they were dependent and didn't have anybody in their life, and they finally met somebody they thought was going to be there for them forever.
Mm-hmm.
Young and, just thinking young. or maybe it was really something serious, the reason why they doing it. But I look at that. You know, ever since I was young, I could walk around and look on sidewalks and say, see somebody put in that sidewalk, Tracy was here, 1958.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did that before I was even born. This sidewalk been here, then I walk around and I look at the rocks, and I'm like, well, you know what? That rock been here since before I was born too, and that tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought about life and thought about the world. I said, well, you know what? People want to leave their mark. They want people to realize I was here. So when a man does that, when a man asks a woman to do that, or a woman asks a man, can she put her name on her body like my favorite mom in Florida did? Can I put my name, put your name on me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They want to memorialize.
Yeah.
And so it's a sign of leaving your mark, letting people know that you've been there. You see people spray painted and do it graffiti. So that's the mindset of it. You know, I don't think it's just a man thing. I think it's a human thing because women mark their territory too.
Yeah.
They leave earrings in the car.
Mm-hmm.
They leave perfume, tampon, whatever. They'll leave something at the house to let somebody know, just in case he got another woman coming over. She see this earring, she gonna know that I'm here too.
Wow.
I'm here too. I was here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it really boils down to. Is, you know, it's a human thing. I don't want to think that it's a man thing marking his territory, or it's a woman thing. It's a human thing because people want to be recognized.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And to make it more basic, there aren't too many people that actually got a grip on what life is about and know this process that feels comfortable knowing that one day, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 years from now, ain't nobody gonna know they ever existed unless they do something to leave their mark.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. That's good. That's good. Let me go back to Cassandra. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
How would you feel about it? And I think you've been listening to us this morning, Cassandra. How would you feel about that tattoo? I mean, are we putting too much into it? Does it really mean that much? Is it enough to end a relationship or walk away from that, or is it just grounds for great conversation at that moment?
It wouldn't bother me at all because if it's something that happened and someone he was with that he cared enough about before we met, I mean, why would I even be concerned about it? That's just me because I've never been insecure in a relationship. I don't do that because I feel like if I have to be insecure, then that means we have major problems. So I'm not insecure about, him talking to a woman or whatever. But a tattoo, that means absolutely nothing to me. If he's with me now and out of that relationship, it was something he may have done. Somebody said about when they were younger and, and silly. People do.
Yeah.
There's a song this kid brought out, Aren't You Glad that we didn't get matching tattoos?
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's the cutest little song. And it's the truth because you may move on and you shouldn't do it, but people do it. And if I'm in a relationship and I know that you're committed to me and I'm committed to you, I don't care. You can have Shirley, Elaine, Karen. I don't care. All of them men can be on your body if you want it. I don't care. As long as I know that you're committed to me now.
Okay. But
that's just me.
And see, and I can definitely appreciate that. And I understand where you're coming from when you say that. But my thing is just to have every time you all want to be intimate and y'all want to have y'all moment.
That has nothing to do. What is a tattoo with her name have to do with you and I being intimate with each other? First of all, I'm not going to be getting intimate with you unless we're married. So you thought enough of me and I thought enough of you that we got married. So then why the heck am I going to be worried about something that happened previously? I don't care. Her name can be there. Big deal. I mean, that does not affect our relationship.
Okay.
It shouldn't. That's just me because I'm not insecure.
So do you think, and Cassandra, I'm just asking a question on the question asker, do you think a person that have a major issue with that do you think it's really an insecurity thing or are they trying to dominate the person by telling them you have to get that taken off? Or what do you really think it is if a person that has an issue with it?
I mean, that people can have issues because that's just who they are. And it's okay. I don't have a problem with that. All I'm saying is it would not be an issue for me. But for another woman, it may be an issue. And I don't have a problem with that. That's just, that's just who she is. But I don't have no problem with it, baby. If you was with Karen and you got Karen tattooed on your shoulder, your chest, whatever, you and I are together now. You love me, I love you. That's it. It's a done deal. I don't care. And I'm not going to ask you to get it removed because I mean, a lot of times it's real expensive to get those tattoos removed. It's painful for what? It's nothing. It means nothing.
Now, because I'm going to move on because they got Tucson. I want to bring him into the conversation. I ain't no telling what you're going to get from Tucson this morning. I ain't no telling what we're going to get. But I want to ask you this question because what if Karen and you use the name Karen? What if she walk up to you one day? You and your girlfriends are sitting in a coffee shop having coffee or whatever, and you go to the bathroom and she walk in the bathroom behind. She said, "Let me ask you a question. Is my name still on his stomach?" How would you react to that? Now she come up to you. She bold enough to follow you in the bathroom to ask you, do your husband still have my name on his stomach? How do you handle that, Cassandra? Cassandra?
You talking to Cassandra? Okay,
yeah.
good.
Child, yes, and girl, our sex is so good. I don't even know. It may be inspired by you, but thank you.
Wow. Wow. Tucson, how do you feel about that tattoo, brother?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you all. Cassandra is one of a kind.
Yes.
Now let me tell you something else. If you're not going to marry her, you're not going to get the cookie.
You're not getting cookies, baby. No icing and no cake, no nothing. It ain't happening.
Nope.
22 years strong. 22 years strong. 22. Write it down. Make a note of it.
Wow. That's a long time. Oh, Tucson, the tattoo, man. She got that tattoo on.
First of all, I don't understand. I don't do. People do what they want, but I don't do tattoos. I mean, that's just a thing with me. I just do tattoos. Now, suppose it's too late now, but suppose I've met somebody that has a tattoo. Oh, now I told you now, Cassandra's one of a kind. She's on an island all by herself. I'm just saying, because most women that I know and some men will feel some kind of way, and oops, the name came out. Oh, Rebecca.
At the wrong time.
Harold.
Wow.
It's on. You what? You say my name is what? Oh, I was just thinking. That slipped out. Daddy. Well, I can't say.
And then this morning, you call me Clyde. Alex is the name that I go by.
One time, Raheen, that your singing came out handy.
Come on now. Hey, I try to get it in when I can, brother. Hey, Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, like I said, one, I was glad that Miss Cassandra called in because I don't really think it's much of a man thing. One, I think people have, psychology is something else, but women ain't that different than men. Now, when it comes to things like that, really, like I love Miss Annie. Miss Annie comes straight at it. I wouldn't expect nothing less from Miss Annie.
Yeah.
Because that's why you shouldn't do it. That's the best reasons for not doing it in the first place. Now, if you must do things like that, some of y'all gonna have a list of names.
Wow.
It just don't make sense. And I like tattoos. So, and one, if you got tattoos on your body that don't mean nothing, my goodness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but then again, some people, nothing is sacred. Nothing. So I can't, I don't expect other people to share the same belief. But I think in this issue, you ain't gonna get too many people calling and talking about that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Rico, talk to me, brother. Is it okay? Can it be okay? Can you move past it?
I mean, once again, it depends on the person. I mean, is that person whose name is tattooed on him or her still in that your significant other's heart? They always bring their name up still. If they always bringing them up and comparing you to them, then it might be a problem because they always reminding you. Now you got to look at the belly and see that they're reminding you. Or in my case, if you're doing it from the back and you look at my baby mama, you're going to see my name. I was there. Rico was here. That's a reminder. Don't let her talk about all the good things when he was there. I get tired of hearing Rico name. Oh, believe me, I hear that. I got a lot of haters right there because people hate. They get tired of hearing my name. They don't need a constant reminder. Now I got to see the name tattooed on you. That ain't just a woman thing. That's a man thing too. But we sound like we sort of want to
insecurity,
group
Rico?
these things together and put them on labels on people when really and truly it operates on both sides. Men can be insecure too.
Yeah,
I can see
Rico, let me ask you a question.
Rico,
let me ask, is it really insecurity, or is it just a process of ownership, or sometimes the man just beating his chest? You belong to me. You ain't got no business having no other man name on you. You get it off you. It
depends. It still depends. You just can't say it's one reason. There's so many different men will do it for so many different reasons. You have some insecure men, and then you have some men that come around. They don't care whose name you got tattooed on you. Once they put a foot up in you, you ain't got time to think about nobody else. When I say a foot, I mean a foot.
Yeah.
So if they don't care who you got tattooed on you, who you been with, they know they coming in the direct shop. So, wow. I mean, it depends on the person. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might not be able to perform properly. They might already be self-conscious because they are underpackaged or underperform, have erectile dysfunction. So many different things. So now they got a reminder of this person that used to blow her back out. And don't mess around and be heard some of her stories.
Wow.
Like I said, that is memorialized. Once again, that is memorialized.
Wow.
But if you did it when you were young and dumb, you might have just said, well, I was young and foolish. I just got with him because he was my first boyfriend. He was my first love. He was my first baby daddy. Well, what if you find out later on he wasn't even your baby daddy?
Wow.
You was out there getting it in like that. So, I mean, it can get to a point where it doesn't mean anything because people get tattoos for different reasons. Some people get them just to get them, and some people say they get them because it's therapy.
Wow.
You hear all kind of weird reasons.
Exactly.
And so what they get on them at that time, it may vary. It might be a name. It might be whatever come to mind at that point in time. So I'm like Cassandra with that, man. I mean, it really would depend on how that person carried themselves, but it's not that big of an issue anymore because people get cover-ups like it ain't nothing, and you won't even know the tattoo was there.
Exactly. Let me go to Charles. Charles, good morning, and Annie coming to you next. Charles, good morning. How you doing this morning?
What's up, bro?
Man, where you at? You ain't going to work today?
No, man, I don't work today.
No, okay. I wanted you sitting there, you all calm and what's up, bro?
It's graduation season, man.
Oh, okay.
Graduate from middle school and stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool beans. Good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Question for you. You been listening this morning?
No, I just got in, man.
Man, look here, man. You can't be off tone and not even listen when it comes. Man, what's wrong? What we gonna do with this fella here? But Charles, I got a question for you. You with this young lady, you 24, 25, right, close to 30 years old. You've been with this young lady for a minute. Both of y'all are single. You've been with her for a minute. Y'all are serious. Y'all are serious. And
we the same age.
Yeah, y'all pretty much same age. Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all are serious, and y'all get to the point where in a relationship where y'all ready to partake in some adult physical activities, do the horizontal mambo. And she been telling you for a minute that it's something I want to tell you, but y'all never got to the conversation. Now y'all are disrobing, and she stopped all of a sudden and say, I got to tell you something. Better yet, I want to show you something. And either above her belly, her belly line, her belly button line, or her lower back, her ex-boyfriend name is tattooed right there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? 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 What do Charles, how do you handle that situation?
Uh,
There you go. There you go.
I mean, we serious, right?
Yeah. Y'all been going through this thing, and you really feeling her. She's feeling you. Y'all to the point where now y'all about to take that next step and get into some physical activities, adult physical activities. You see that, man? It's right there. Bam, boom, oh.
Yeah, you do a cover up. She can do a cover up.
Mm-hmm. So it will not affect y'all moving forward or how you feel about her or anything.
On that night right there. On that night we're gonna get it, but she can do a cover up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, they do like the cover up tattoos.
Yeah.
You know, like cover the tattoos up.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but she couldn't keep it.
I mean, she'll still have it, but it'll just be covered.
Mm-hmm. How would you feel about knowing that it's there?
It'll be covered though. Get it with another tattoo.
But just like you said, but I understand what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. How would you feel about?
You know what? A lot of stupid mistakes will still be there that she did in the past, but I don't know about it as long as I don't see them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stupid mistakes that I did in the past, she don't know about it, but she might know of them, but she never saw me do them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like if I'm moving forward into a relationship with her, at that point, do a cover up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Other than that, I wouldn't take her serious.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't covering up nothing. Okay, that's your choice. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to be with me, this is what you're gonna do. But if you don't, then it's cool.
That's the same thing that Leonard was saying earlier. And my thing is that the male macho thing coming out right there? Well, you know, you beat on your chest. If you're gonna be with me, this is what you're gonna do. And you tell the woman what she's gonna do.
What's that E40 song? Everybody got choices.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And everybody got standards.
Mm-hmm.
So if my standard and my choice is this, then this is what it. We in number one. We in Atlanta. We ain't in LA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can pick women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I ain't trying to be funny.
Yeah.
It's just that you don't have to accept things that you don't have to accept, and that goes for women too.
Mm-hmm.
If this is some, hey, what is it called? They call it a tramp stamp in the back.
Wow.
Hey, no, I didn't make that up, bro.
Yeah. I heard it being said as well. I've heard it. Yeah,
right. I didn't make that up. I'm just saying what it's called.
Yeah.
So if they do that, and I think that's any kind of tattoo right there. But if it has another dude's name there, then that's some issues that I wouldn't even go further with unless you got. And it's weird that you say that, man, because I know people who got engaged with women and they had another dude's name on the back of them. I never, it puzzled me, like, how are you going to commit to buying a so many $1,000 ring and she's not going to commit to taking that or covering that up if she's going to accept the ring?
Yeah.
I didn't say put my name on it. I just said cover it up because I really don't. I've never asked a woman to put my name on them anyway.
Me either.
Never.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Annie. And we got another call. We're going to go to the next call in just 1 second. But Annie, what's on your heart, man? There's a lot of things that's going on with this tattoo. Are we putting too much emphasis in this tattoo? And I know how you felt because you told us how you felt earlier. Why do you feel so strongly, Annie?
Well, I feel like the last caller. I mean, I just feel I would feel some kind of way, you know, if you can take all the time out to go get this person's name put on you, and you and I are serious, and we're having doing what grown folks do. I would expect you to cover it up because I mean, I would not want to see that. I would not feel totally committed. I couldn't commit myself
and
totally
let me ask you
to
this.
you.
And let me ask you this.
Tattoo on you.
And let me ask you this. What if they say to you? What if they say to you? What if that person say to you? He said, "Look, you put more emphasis on this tattoo than I am. You care more about this tattoo than I do. Why is it such an issue with you? You putting more emphasis on this tattoo. I ain't even worried about it. Why are you worried?"
That would be a lie. That would be a lie because he put more emphasis on it because he got it on his body. It's on him 24/7. So he have more emphasis on it. Apparently, I'm just looking at it, and I don't want to look at anything, but I'm looking into your eyes. I don't want to see Michelle, whoever. I don't need to see all that right there because I would be feeling some kind of way. I could not totally and completely give my heart to you, knowing that this person's name is on you. Because if you put it on you, and you found out you and her were not going to be together, and you and I are dating, and we're doing the grown folk thing, and we mean so much to each other, then go back out there and get it covered up. Go get it, do something like if you can't cover it up, get an ink pen, do something, but move it out of the way. I don't want to see
it. She said, "Get an ink pen." We gotta go. We got Toya with the. We're gonna go to Toya in just 1 second. But Cassandra, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna come back to you. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Toya with the tip coming to you. Then Charles, I hit you.
Yeah. Like I said, everyone is going to feel differently. I don't have a problem with people who would have a problem with seeing the name. I'm just saying I would not. I love you. You love me. This is a relationship that you had maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when you were a young kid running around or whatever. I don't care. We're together. And my heart and my mind is with you. So why would I be concerned? And this girl is gone wherever. The guy is gone wherever they going and doing their thing. Why would I be concerned about that? It's about our relationship. I don't.
Cassandra,
I'm just different.
Cassandra, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. What if you asked him to remove it and he chose not to?
But I would not ask him to do that, me. So I couldn't even try to figure that, because I would never ask somebody to remove a tattoo for me. I mean, because it does not matter to me. And like I said, I get it. It's a concern for some people. For me, it would not be a concern at all. Not at all.
Wow.
Because I've been with people that had, tattoos of other people's names, but they love me, and that was the only thing I cared about. And we could have sex all night. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I could be looking at Cheryl's name. It don't bother me. Period.
Wow. Toya with a T, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, doing good, Toya. I gotta hear your input on this one. How you been listening?
Yeah, I caught this last part, right? Talking about tattoos and
yes.
Should you get the tattoo removed or not?
Now, y'all serious? Y'all moving to the point whereas y'all about to get into the physical activities. Y'all about to get into the adult physical activities.
Okay, wait, let me stop. Stop right there. Stop. We're not gonna get that far if it's a problem for me.
No, you didn't know it was there. This is your first time seeing it. He has said to you, I got something I want to talk to you about.
Again. Stop. Listen. You just said we're about to do what?
The horizontal mumbo for the first time. Y'all
so
never.
What you mean? Stop. Wait. Stop.
Toya, what's all this
we're
stopping you doing?
We're about to do the horizontal mumbo
yeah.
because we backwards. You're telling me that I'm about to lay down with this dude, and I don't know he got a tattoo. I'm just now getting there. Not gonna happen with me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's do this.
Why don't you know it's there?
Toya, listen to me. For the sake of the conversation, let's say that you see this tattoo for the first time that day. He has been saying to you that it's something you want to talk to you about. You want to tell you, but y'all never got to that conversation for whatever reason. Now y'all are disrobing, and he stopped. He said, "Listen, this is what I want to take. As a matter of fact, let me show you." And above his belly button or whatever it is Tamika's Tamika name. Tamika name is right there. What you do?
Stop. Listen. If I'm dealing with a man and he got a tattoo over his belly button, we finna stop right there. I'm gone. What the heck are we talking about? No, you done hit me 3 ways. In my first 60 seconds, I need to know everything, even your social. What's good? What you mean? Why am I having sex with you in under 17 minutes, probably, and I don't know that you got a tattoo over your navel? What are we talking to find out who we deal with? Doesn't sound like it. Ain't no way in the world I'm not gonna know you got no tattoo, and I'm just finding out before we have sex. No, that is backwards for one.
I don't know.
Okay, let's just say I'm Inspector Gadget, but I'm not Inspector Gadget, right? I'm just whatever. And we've been dating. I'm still gonna stick with 17 minutes. Because ain't no way in the world it's 2 weeks and you don't know. All right, so 17 minutes. And then now here you a dude with a tattoo over your navel. Okay, listen here, sweetheart. Listen. I really, really, really like you. But that right there is suspect. Is you gay? You like men? Because men don't do that. And we can't date because I like manly men. See, this is my problem. This is my problem. I was raised by a man. And I'm more men than a lot of men. I ain't even got no tattoo on my navel. I got my daddy name on my leg. I mean, so those are a couple of issues for me. But for the sake of conversation, let's just be for me and my world in my head. I meet you. You got a girl's tattoo on your name, on you. I see it. I know it's there. Y'all don't deal with each other. It was 20 years ago. Who cares?
So it wouldn't matter to you.
See, no, because we're going to get out from the beginning. And that's how you get to know people before you have sex with them, before you can even get emotions. If there's something that I don't like, I'm going to ask you in the beginning. Do you got tattoos? You got that? Are you married? You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that's an issue, you need to talk to them.
So hold on. So in the course, so hold on, Toya. In the course of y'all getting to know each other, one of your questions is going to be, do you have a tattoo? Because that's not a typical question.
Okay, so we're going to go back to what I said. If there is an issue that you don't like and you don't ask that question before you have sex with them, that's on you. So if you know that you got an issue, if the man had a tattoo, so for me, before I got a tattoo, yeah, I asked that. I don't like full body sleeves, tattoos, all that stuff there. So yeah, I asked you, got any tattoos? You know, how's your credit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you should have those conversations. We just talking about a tattoo. So if it's not typical, then ain't no need in it making you feel some kind of way when you find out he got one, because it ain't even a bother to you. What conversations are we having before we have sex with people? Apparently none. That's why when we get there, we're all discombobulated because the stuff you don't even like, you didn't even see if this person does that or not. So again, for me, I'm going to do a full intel screening.
Okay. Toya, you want to watch this right here. Now, Leonard got this question, and this came up on the conversation several times. He said one of the questions that he asked the young lady is, when is your menstrual? When your cycle come on? Now, that's not a typical question that you ask a young. You meet this young lady. You don't come to, when is your cycle?
Okay, not day one. No, not day one. You're right. But if we kicking it, we going out, we eating, we having dinner, then most of the time, if you watch a woman, you'll see when that is. They don't feel good. You can kind of see that if you're even attentive enough. But if you are involved with a woman and that's your girl, you having sex with her, why don't you know that? You should know that.
I'm that attentive.
So that way, if she gets pregnant or not pregnant, you can know if it's yours. I mean, we just don't care anymore about who we having sex with, because if you're dating her, sleeping with her, yes, you should know that. But on day one, no.
Okay. Let me go to, we got a couple other callers, man. Y'all taking this thing somewhere. I didn't know y'all was gonna go with this one right here. Curtis, good morning. How you doing this morning? Kurt, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Come back to me, Raheen.
Okay.
To check something real quick.
All right, good deal. K with an E. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, bless.
K, your volume is very, very low. Are you on speaker or you away from your phone? Because you're very low. We can barely hear you.
I cut my volume down. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better. Right there. Keep it right there. Toya, Kate, tell me, how do you feel about this whole situation, man? He has this tattoo, and I said above his belly button or below his belly or whatever the case, but
just on his chest.
Yeah, and I was going to change. I said, well, what if it is on his arm or his chest or something like this? How do you feel about that? Her name is right across his heart. How do you feel about that?
It might be his mother's name.
No, is his ex-girlfriend name? Is his ex-girlfriend name? You know,
that's fine. That's fine. She got a piece of his heart, and that's good to know he got a heart. That's fine. He got a heart. A man that don't have a heart and done dated, then you ain't got no heart. You've been dating, and now you dating me. It ain't gonna be good. So I would look at it like he got a heart. And if we stay into the relationship long enough, I don't have to ask him to cover that up. He'll cover it up on his own.
Okay. So but what if it don't go in that direction?
Then that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we was to say, if he asked me to marry him, then it would have to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
You could not possibly say, take my hand in marriage, and she still got a piece of your heart, because she would still have a piece of his heart if you asked me to marry you, and that's there.
Mm-hmm.
If he came home and asked me to marry him and took his shirt off and he done had it removed, then I would say yes.
Let me show you how serious I am. And he take off his shirt. It's gone, baby. It's all you now. It's gone. Joyful J. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good day, everyone. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Hold on, J. I told Charles. Hold on 1 second, brother. I told Charles I was gonna come to him, man. What's on your heart, Charles?
Hey, I was thinking, man, that, and I guess she really just said it. The same energy you had to put it on,
mm-hmm.
and the love you have for that person would be the same to take it off for the next person. And also, I'm going to start some. If she said, "Well, this is my daddy name," I said, "Hey, look, I'm your daddy now. Take the tattoo off."
See.
I'm back, Raheen.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm gonna get cussed out and smacked.
And I'm gonna go to the corner right now. See
and
y'all.
Lord,
I'm headed to the corner. Okay.
Yeah, go on over there, brother. Go ahead on.
You ain't gotta go to the corner for real.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. He got to go over there. Get on over there.
If you in the A, yeah, you do. Stay in the corner. Don't come out too fast.
Y'all, I have a sister-in-law. She called my brother Daddy so much. I was talking to him one day. We was all riding together, and I said, "Daddy, you crazy?" I said, "Look, Joy, we're gonna leave you at home because you call him Daddy so much. You got me calling him Daddy."
Wow.
I'm like, boy, go sit down somewhere. He just laughed at me.
Exactly. Joyful J, what do you think about this whole tattoo situation, man? She got this tattoo right above her belly button or across her lower back. Now, it's you know her act. You know, she talk about it from time to time. The conversation to come up. How do you feel about that, man? Y'all are serious now, but that tattoo is there, or those tattoos are there. How do you handle that?
That's a very, very interesting question. That's a very touchy subject. So I had that happen to me before. That's happened. I mean, I had another one. I had my ex-wife's name was tattooed on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got serious about the woman that not the woman I'm with now, but when I got serious about not being with that woman anymore, moving on with my life, I had it removed before anyone could ask me, "Well, why don't you get it removed? Why don't you get it covered up or something like that?" I did it myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I didn't want to bring any baggage to another relationship or have that question asked over and over again with whoever I'm with. Because it was on my chest. So if I take my shirt off, anybody I'm with, who's that? I don't want to lie to 100 million women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's my daughter. Oh, that's my mom. Oh, that's that. Or, you know, I decided, rather than bring baggage,
hold on,
get rid of it. Move on.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But that was a choice that you made. What if you're talking to her and she said, like I said earlier, you putting more emphasis on this tattoo than I am. I don't care nothing about this tattoo. I'm not gonna go up there and have these people remove it. It don't matter. We together now. What do you say to that?
If we was together, then that name wouldn't be on you anyway. If we was really together, because how can two walk together unless they first be agreed? If I don't agree with the tattoo and you agree with the tattoo, then how are we together? And that's a rift in the relationship right there, automatic. So I feel like Leonard did. I was hearing the conversation with standard. You have standard for yourself. You see it right off the back, you're not with it, then you say, listen, you can get rid of it or you get rid of me. It's your choice. Life is about choices.
But now, can that be that caveman mentality where, you know, you're going to do what I say, tell the woman you're going to do what I say, and this is what it is. It's either going to be this way or it's a highway. You're going to be with me.
You can think that if you want to. I mean, a lot of people think that that's the way you want to be caveman. No, I just have standards. And I stand up for myself. So with me standing up for myself, I'm not going to stand up and put a ring on your finger, spend money on a ring, spend money on a wedding, do all this lavish for us to start our life together. But our lives aren't together because you still have Leroy's name on your chest, or you still have Leroy's name up above your backside.
Wow. So, Rico, how much emphasis are we putting on this tattoo?
Too much.
Amen.
I'm sitting here now trying to find some type of way to make this even relevant or worth, you know what I'm saying, having this deep of a conversation about. Because, I mean, I think people are getting away Well, you know what? Times change. You know what I'm saying? We go from tradition to trend. And I think that is what got us in this ball of confusion that we're in. Because when you go from tradition to trend, that means the elders ain't teaching the young people no values, and the young people are determining the value system now. And we're adapting it. You can see it every day. So now people don't look at tattoos as they did the same way they did in the past. Maybe because in the past they were permanent. You couldn't get them removed. That laser treatment, that's something that just started maybe 20 years ago. And then only the rich people could get it. They didn't know if it was safe or not. So before that, we always knew that tattoos were permanent. Not only was it memorializing somebody, but it was also a dedication. It was almost as symbolic as a wedding ring. But to me, I feel like those things are still small. You know, my baby mama in Florida, the one the clown, she thought it was a bigger issue than I did. It was important to her, but it wasn't important to me because I know there are more important things in this world to worry about or be concerned of. But it had to mean something to her because she asked me, "Can I get your name on me?" Well, go ahead if you want to. So she got it across her back. But evidently it had to be an important issue to somebody else too, because she hit me with a text message randomly one day with a picture of her getting a lion tattooed on her tramp stamp on her lower back to cover up my name. I guess she thought that was going to bother me. I guess she thought that was a way of saying, you ain't got claims on this no more. You ain't a part of me no more. I don't feel dedicated to you no more. And I didn't care. I said, man, I don't care. I said, but the line you coming up with ugly. I could have hooked you up with my homeboy and got you a better deal. It didn't matter to me. But at the same time, I can understand how it will matter to somebody that's about to get married. You got another woman's name tattooed on your neck, or she got her wedding gown on, and you know how some of these women nowadays, they might have a little cleavage showing in their wedding dress and his name across the top of that boob.
Wow. On your wedding day.
She to dedicate herself to him. So I can understand him saying, well, look, okay, maybe you got that tattoo because you was infatuated and young. Maybe at the time you did have a deep love for him, but it wasn't as deep as ours because now we getting married. Maybe he's long gone and it was 20 years ago. Maybe you lying and saying that you don't care no more and you really do. Maybe they still got a place in your heart. Or maybe they still are around. Either way it go, when we get married, this has to go.
Yeah, exactly. Curtis, talk to me, brother. What do you say about this tattoo?
Raheen, this is a waste of time. If you are that affected by a tattoo, what you gonna do when this person wind up walking across your path? Where you gonna be at psychologically if this person walk across your path inadvertently? Maybe you're at the same restaurant and they walk up. I know I've been at the same restaurant with my wife and a former boyfriend walk up like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Like, when do we consider ourselves to be insecure with who we are? And when does our security become so strong that I don't have to worry about something that got put on your body 20 years ago? Unless it's going to kill you. I'm not worried about that. The other thing is,
so Curtis, you wouldn't mind. Let me get a clear understanding of what you're saying here. You don't mind if there's a tattoo of another dude on this young lady that you're going to marry. It wouldn't make a difference to you at all.
Raheen, I live with it every day. My wife has her ex-husband tattooed on her back right shoulder. He ain't me, brother. He ain't me. Now, don't get it twisted. Me and him have a wonderful relationship. If somebody put their hands on me right now, you know what's going to happen? He coming with a vengeance. I sat down at the table and I eat with his moms. She called me her son, her last son. That's my baby boy right there. His mother. We never met until I met my wife.
I didn't know him from a can of paint on the wall till I met my wife. But there's certain things, certain qualities, no disrespect, but there's certain qualities about being a man that says, I don't have to determine my manhood by the things that I possess through my woman. Is she yours, brother.
See,
going into it with all that foolishness, man, all you do is, you know what? Sometimes I think we as adults, we got to stop allowing the devil to come into our stuff. All you doing is opening up a door for the devil to come in and plant a whole bunch of seeds. I swear to God.
Okay.
I mean, how many times have we done it? Let me ask you this and then I'm done. How many times have we gone in our wife's purse and maybe just seen something, or you went your dude wallet and you might have seen a business card. Now pay attention to what's going through your mind, that little voice. Yeah, the business card. Didn't he say something about an Alice 2 months ago when he was on the phone?
See, my thing is, and I don't, and it has nothing to do with the reason that you're saying right now, but I don't go on my wife's purse. I don't. She tell me I'm going. Go look at my purse and look at my purse and bring me this right here. Look at my purse and bring. I bring a purse to her. Here you go. Get it. That's your purse. I have no reason to go on your purse. That's your purse. What am I going on your purse for? You ain't gonna go on my wallet. That's my wallet. What you gonna go on there for?
I don't either, and I don't condone it. But what I'm saying is, I was using that as
I understand.
Means to say, oh, okay, this is what could happen. You know, if you read the Bible, the devil didn't just beguile Eve by just going into the motion. What did he do first? He got in her ear.
Good deal. Good deal.
What happened to you from that tree?
Good deal.
Hey, Raheen.
Yes, sir.
Raheen, let me make this quick point right quick, man, because see, I think we still have to understand sometimes just the image of things and still understanding what a tattoo means. It depends. I mean, like I said, it's symbolic. But you can still, say for instance, a woman has a tattoo on her front shoulder, but in her dreams, her fantasy of getting married, she always had a dream of having this certain dress that was going to reveal her shoulders. From this day forward, her wedding pictures to this man will always have this other man's name on her shoulder. He was a part of that wedding and wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's still a reminder of the past. So even though it ain't a big deal at the same time, you have to look at that side of it and say, well, you know what, just for the look, I think I want you to get that tattoo covered up. And honestly, she should. She shouldn't want no reminder of an ex in a photo of her wedding day with her husband, with her new husband.
Absolutely.
So, you know, therefore, in this day and time, it's so easy to cover them up. Most women actually do that for that reason. They want to wear a dress, and that dress is going to show a tattoo of this such and such person. They say, well, you know what? Now is a good reason to get it covered up or to get it removed, because I do not want a picture of this person's name, especially if the relationship ended bad. You don't want that name as a reminder on your happiest day.
Exactly. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Well.
Oh Lord, watch out, y'all. Put your seatbelts on. Here he come.
How about if you put his picture on the wall?
Huh? Who picture?
Take his picture.
On who wall?
We don't want to take his picture on your wall. Okay, so suppose there are some photos that she just don't want to, or he don't want to get rid of, for memorial, just to remind, of the good days we used to have together. And they are sentimental, and I don't want to. And I know we're talking about tattoos, but to me, it's the same thing. I mean, hey, if you're going to have, well, I'm just saying, it's just me. I know we all different. But it's like, push over, Johnny, I'm coming in.
Wow. Wow. Look. On that note, brother, we got Captain, what's on your heart?
Man, you know, I was trying to figure out what was on your mind to come up with this subject. I mean, I'm sure it was deep prayer, deep thought that you would come up with this subject. Now, let me say this, brothers. I want to share why we in the Nation of Islam do not get tattoos. Because we are taught from the Bible that those who have the mark of the beast will go down in a lake of fire with the beast. We was told that the body is the sacred temple of God. We do not paint swastikas on no synagogue, which is defacing and defaming a religious house of God, which is subject to imprisonment. We don't paint nothing on the mosque, right on the mosque, because that's subject to imprisonment, or the church.
Yes.
But why would we take the most sacred thing of God, the human body, the beautiful temple of God, so perfect, you don't even have to add nothing to it. And we would disface it with all of these objects and everything of these idols and Satan worshiping, and oh my God. Maybe when it comes time for us to get to that place with God, that as you getting ready to go towards with God, Satan says, excuse me, Lord, I'm sorry, God, that one belonged to me. But what do you, no, look at him now, that stuff on, that's me. Come on over here, Tom. Now go ahead, God, pick your next one. I'm sorry. Shanetta, come on over here. Takwa, come on.
Takwa.
You see? Now, what I'm saying to you, my beautiful, beautiful human family, you call yourself believing in God. Why would we entertain a conversation where we're talking about how we disface the temple of God? That don't mean nothing to y'all on this line. I'm through with it, brother. I'm through with it.
Good. Charles, you wanted to say something, brother?
Raheen.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say something behind what you just said.
Go ahead, Annie.
I'm glad he brought it. I'm glad he brought that into the conversation, because here's where I am right now. Now, I am a minister, been in ministry for years. And when my grandsons, I have two grandsons, Mason and KJ, and they both are deceased. And for a moment, I pondered on getting their name on my arm. Now, as a minister, I thought about it. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that. And what image is it going to send to the body of Christ? And people know that I don't have a tattoo now. So, if I get it, I'm going to get it on my arm, and a little bit going to be above my hand. But I'm going to get it on my arm. And I was just thinking about it, am I supposed to do this? So I prayed about it. And you're so right, because the body is the temple. But I did make the choice. And I know that the body belongs to belongs to God. Our body is the temple of the Lord. I understand. And I did make the choice to get a tattoo on my arm. Now, I felt some kind of way about that. And I find myself constantly explaining this to people, because I know that they do look at my arm and my hand. Even when I wear a long sleeve, I see that, it's right above my hand. I am a Sunday school teacher as well. So I can't wear a long sleeve all the time because it's hot in the South. And I do feel some kind of way about that, about getting these tattoos. But I got these tattoos in a moment of hurt pain, almost going into depression when my grandbabies had died. I almost going to a place mentally, almost going to depression, and I just tried to find some way to hold them to, close to my heart. My daughter had them cremated. Sage was cremated, so she got the ashes put in a charm around her neck and around their sister's neck. So there wasn't enough, for everyone. So I just got this tattoo. But I did feel some kind of way about getting it. And I know that, maybe I was wrong for getting it, but I did get it. And I got it because I was in that place. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I know that our body do belong to the Lord. I understand that. But I did put a tattoo on my arm, a KJ and Mason with a rose on it, on my left arm.
Wow.
And I just wanted to bring that out.
Okay, Cassandra, I'm laying back to you at this moment. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Yeah. People do tattoos for different reasons, and I understand, and we can go to the biblical, but you gotta see. Anytime we use the Bible, I always break down, what was happening at that time, where what part of what region these people were in, where they held, because different times in different periods in the Bible, different things were frowned upon or whatever. I don't have a problem with people getting tattoos. If that's what you want to do, whatever, it's your body. It's your body. And I don't believe God is going to keep you out of heaven because you got a tattoo. Now, some people may believe it will. He says that I don't look at the outward appearance. I look at the heart.
Yeah.
So if your heart is, I've been in ministry almost 30-something years. I'm just saying, biblically, the Bible says that God looks at our heart. The only thing that he looks at is the heart of a man. And that's what I'm concerned about. So all of this outward stuff, we do stupid stuff when we kids. I don't have tattoos. But guess what? If somebody got a tattoo, God bless you. If you want to get it removed when you get older, or if you feel like a man, for a man or a woman, that's your choice. Go ahead and get it done. But to me, your heart, how you feel about somebody should not be based on a tattoo that you got when you was 20, 30 years, 20, 30, teenagers, whatever, or grieving. Like what my sister just said. Girl, I almost cried when you said that. It was a memorial to your grandchildren. When we're in pain, we do things sometimes to try to subside the pain. And I'll leave that right there. It's a personal choice. Everything is a personal choice to me.
And now you know why the Muslims. See, I just explained to you why we don't do it. Now, whether you do it or not, that's your business. I'm not casting no shadow of condemnation on nobody. I just explained this is why we the Muslim. Now what you do is your business. And I'm not going to be sitting there condemning you. No.
Hold on, one at a time. I'm not
trying to overtalk you, but let me say this. I'm not talking to the captain. I understand the Muslim, your faith. I'm not talking about that. That is what your faith does. But guess what? I know brothers that were tattooed up that became Muslims. What did they do? I don't know. I haven't seen them because I worked in the prison system still work in the prison system once they open back up, but over 30, 40 years almost. And I know brothers that were tatted up and still tatted up that converted to Islam. Are they now, how do you require them to remove the tattoos? Because some of them got a lot of tattoos, but
there's a lot of Muslims. There's a lot of Muslims, but they ain't members of. Then wait a minute, they ain't a member of the Nation of Islam. See, when you hear Muslims, you got Sunni Muslim, Orthodox Muslims. You got the man, woman, I'm the Nation of Islam. We are a whole different branch and practice. Now I'm telling you about the Nation of Islam. Now many of them get converted and they got tattoos, but it's just like my sister said. God do know your heart. If you make a decision out of sincerity, Allah knows that. God knows that. But if you make a decision and you conscious, then that's a whole different story. If people make decisions, there's a lot of mistakes we all made because we didn't know better. I know God is merciful. If I did something I didn't know better and somebody told me, but it's too late, I already did it, then God knew I didn't do it. I did it out of ignorance. He's a brilliant God. He's a merciful God. He won't condemn us for what we didn't know. Most of the stuff we do is because we don't know. And so so I'm not charging that to I'm talking about when you know, and you know that you've been in the church or you've been in the mosque, you know that you've been preaching this is the temple of God, and you choose to do it anyway. That's why I'm talking, not the one who's sincere. If my sister put that on as a remembrance, God knows her heart, and I appreciate that. But let's not take it to the extreme. I'm just saying, you know why that's good. I didn't know that the nations of Islam, they don't wear tag. Okay. Now I learned something today, and I explained why. But at the same time, those who claim, I'm not talking about those who aren't. I'm talking about the sincere Christian. I'm not talking the ones who want to take the Bible and use it anytime they see fit. They don't want this part, so they come with this part. They don't want to wear jewelry, so they go to this part. I'm not talking about that Christian. I'm talking about the sincere one who's trying to follow the example of Christ. That's what I'm talking. So we got many people in this line that, find the Bible to use it any way they want to. But I'm talking about the faithful one who's very careful of how they practice in the name of Jesus, how you practice as a Muslim in the name of, that's the one I'm talking to. Not the one who picked the Quran and said, well, I like this part of the Quran, brother, but I don't like this part of the Quran. I like this part of the Bible, but I don't like this part of the Bible. So that's what I'm talking to, sister. So no, I want to say, please forgive me if I'm seeing that I'm condemning. I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't mean to come off that way. Please, I'm sorry. Sometimes I may say something, and it may go that way, but charge it to my mind and not my heart, please.
Absolutely,
Dude.
Raheen, can I read something to y'all?
Yeah, hold on. Once I told Charles had his hand up quite a while. He wanted to say something. Charles, go ahead, brother. I'll come right back.
I like what Cap just said about that, because sometimes people do use it like that, but then sometimes people don't know though. They do certain things, like if we're talking about the tattoos and stuff, and they don't know, because what I think it was either Curtis or Rico, might have been Rico, said, sometimes things are trendy, and a lot of times I think Cassandra was saying back in the day, things were done like tradition, and they were doing those to worship other gods and stuff like that. That's why things were brought up like that. But as for me, I never got a tattoo because plain and simple, I just figured out, you don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. Yeah.
Oh, now you're a Bentley. Okay, I got you, brother. Okay, go ahead. Okay, what's on your heart? Now you're a Bentley. Okay, I get you. Go ahead, Mr. Bentley. Okay, which one to read?
It says, children are to honor and obey their parents. Ephesians 6:1-2. For a minor to get a tattoo in violation of his or her parents' wishes is biblical unsupportable. Outward abandonment is not as important as development of the inner self and should not be focused on a Christian. 1 Peter 3:3-4. A person who desires a tattoo to garner attention or draw admiration has a vain, sinful focus on self. God sees the heart, and our motivation for anything we do should be to glorify God. 1 Corinthians 10:31. Motivation for getting a tattoo, such as to fit in or to stand out, etc., falls short of the glory of God. The tattoo itself may not be a sin, but the motivation in getting it might be.
Wow, that's good.
And Raheen,
yes,
that is why I don't have a tattoo.
Yeah,
because
I don't have any either.
And it was really just, to me, it seemed like a symbol of, it was an omen to me. And from knowing the scripture and being raised that way, that's the way I always seen it. And also, why would I mark myself this way? Because I always felt in my spirit that it was a part of vanity and idol worship. So that's why I don't have a tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Willa.
Hey, Raheen.
Good morning.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Willa. How you doing this morning?
I am awesome. I feel real good this morning. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Oh, what's on your heart about this whole tattoo situation? Now, does he have to have the tattoo?
First of all, I don't have any tattoos, but my husband do. Goes along with Curtis, what he said about his relationship, and I totally agree 100%. That's about growth and maturity with that part. So I don't have to double talk that. But I do want to go into the word. That's why a lot of people don't like to read the Bible or get along or go to church, because we seem so judgmental. Because of the fact that God is not going to condemn you about a tattoo that you didn't know anything about until you got into the word. It's just like that adulterous woman when the Pharisees described brought her to him. And then he asked, he said, well, he without sin cast the first stone. Nobody could, because everybody has some kind of sin. So they want to focus just on the tattoo. There's a lot of other things like lying, murder, adultery, fornication that we did and we can't get rid of because it's still in our mind and in our heart. So when we come to talking about that tattoo, yes, once you know better, you do better. But here's the deal. When we do make our transition and anybody know anything about the Bible, we all going to get new bodies. So that tattoo you had, that ain't going to even make a difference. And you don't allow that to focus or to give you that main source of you trying to have salvation when it comes to God. And see, that's the problem. The main thing is to have salvation. See, everybody's so judgmental about everything. We need to stop pointing to the things that are above and not to those things that are here on earth, because that's what the Bible says. So that's my 3 minutes, right? But later on, give me another one.
You're gonna give me another later on. You're gonna give me another 3 minutes. I sure appreciate that, sis. Bishop, good morning. Good morning, Bishop. How you doing this morning?
Oh man, I'm blessed. Good morning. Good morning.
Good. Now, Bishop, we talking about we talking about a tattoo. Now, you're a young man. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. 24, 25, close to 30 years old. You with this young lady, and y'all real serious. You find out she have a tattoo above her belly button or her lower back with Johnny on it. Johnny's her ex-boyfriend. Now, what do you do about that, Bishop? How do you move forward?
We just move forward. I'm interested in her. I'm telling about the tattoo and who the tattoo is up. When you're in a relationship, it's the heart that weighs more than the eyes. And that's why, people make mistakes and grab the wrong woman because she looks good, or the wrong guy because he's handsome and very muscular. But where your heart is, that's where your treasure is. Well, my treasure is in this relationship. I want for it to work. So to look at a name, that she did what she did. What if I had Sue on my back, on my arm, and she's my ex-girlfriend, but the girl's interested in me, what's she going to do about that? Tattoos itself, man, are ritualistic in some cultures. And for those cultures, they don't look at, oh, this is a sin. This is their custom. This is their culture. And I read the Bible, man. I heard somebody reading the Bible. I'm trying to follow them, and my King James Version didn't read that. That's why I have a problem with the Amplified Version, because it delineates or adds to the word that God told us not to add to or take anything away from. So it's just a matter of opinion. But when it comes down to understanding, Leviticus said, don't put any cuts or markings on your body for the dead. It was very specific when it said that. Didn't say you couldn't put any cuts and markings.
Amen.
Don't do it.
Amen.
Dead. And I have family members that have died, and God knows I miss them more than anything. And everybody's opinions and views may be different from mine. And of course, I make it clear every time I get on here, and there's a hot topic. These are the opinions of these panelists. This is not doctrinal as it relates to everything there is. Different religious groups or sets have certain principles that they try to adhere to, and they begin to instill this into the children. But I think that was I can't think who the girl was just a few minutes ago. Just got through speaking. God does look at the heart. Man looks at the outward appearance, and these folks look at these people and they send them to hell. I heard one preacher say, if a woman wear makeup, she going to hell. She is Jezebel. Jezebel was specific in the Bible. She was a single woman that tried to come in and take over and destroy God's work. That's what she did. Every woman that wears makeup is not the Jezebel. Every woman that wears makeup is not a hoe. Every woman that gets her fingernail painted is not a hoe. So when these folks come along with their religious views and opinions and their doctrination from their pastors or leaders, they put everybody in hell, and they ain't got a heaven and hell to put nobody in.
Mm-hmm.
So amen. Let's talk about the earring, because that's a cut. That's something that you added to your body, and they put holes in the body, and they're wearing earrings. They got them in the lip, they got them in the nose, they got them in the tongue, they got them in some areas that I don't agree with, but it ain't my body, it's there. So don't condemn one thing without condemning the other. You can't pick and choose what is wrong and sin. And don't bring your opinions to me, because your opinions are yours. And in church, like I know, you know, I get it. Later asked the question to the bishop, 74 years old, said, Bishop, what can a husband and wife do in the bedroom? And I was appalled that a question like that would be asked, period, whether it be in the church or whether it be in a private setting. You don't know what you need to do in the bedroom? I said this and I said it loud. Well, if you don't know, look at two dogs. They'll show you what you need to do in the bedroom. Get it on.
Wow.
But don't ask
Bishop, we go.
Bishop, I don't
Bishop,
hardly kiss my wife.
Look here, Bishop. Go
you
on.
Gotta go to the corner too.
Go on over there in the corner. Charles over there waiting on you in the corner. Go on over there, Bishop. Go on. Charles waiting on you. Go ahead on. Go ahead on. Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, you know, I joke and clown, but at some time I try not to pray like I don't know nothing. I don't pay too much attention to commentaries, because if you get one commentary and you get another commentary, the amazing thing about commentaries is that they both say the Lord gave them or inspired them to write this, and they don't agree. Be careful about that. The next thing about it, and I'm not pointing at anything, I'm just saying that the heart of man and the soul of man is what God is interested in. There are people all over the world that make decisions based on a moment, and they do that. But what's in your heart? What is that all about? I know that we talked about relationships, but then now we turn into the tables of almost to the point where we say, well, what does God say about that? Well, he says a lot.
Good deal.
But then, okay.
No, go ahead, Toussaint. Go ahead, brother.
No, I mean it's just like it's not what goes into a man that defiles him, what's come out. And you know what a person is like or it's not like. And when we talk about tattoos, there's one guy, and I'll say this, there's one guy who said that he had tattoos when he was coming up. He was a drug dealer, and all this stuff done that. But when he came to Christ, what he decided or what he heard from God is, let that be a testimony to let people know that God can change anybody.
Yes, sir.
Leave them tattoos right where they at.
Come on. Yes, sir.
Now, what you gonna say about that? That's his decision and his relationship with God. We all have our own relationship with God, and so you move forward according to your heart's desire. But then, I don't know. I mean, that's you. So anyway, I run out of words, and
there you go, Rosalind. Yes.
I don't mean to intervene, but what? I thank God for the word, because when I first came to Christ, I came to Him. I was, didn't know which way to go. I just know that I love the Lord. I just know that I want to be saved. All I know is I I'm accepting him. I'm asking him. I'm inviting him into my life. And I'm asking him to lead me and take control of my life. Okay, so when I began to grow in God, when I began to read the Word of God would reveal to me. It would show me where I fell short. It would show me what I'm doing wrong. I can recall several times where I would get ready for church on Sunday morning, and I can be done ordered the nicest dress online and look so beautiful online. And when I put it on, the Holy Spirit would say, take it off because I'm showing too much of something.
Yeah.
And I would try to wrestle with it, but it's so nice, but God will always show me. And I said that to say this right here. When you walk with God, the closer you get to him, the closer he will show you yourself.
Yeah.
So we don't have to condemn anybody, say what's right, what's wrong, because when you are running after God, when you begin to eat the word and digest the word and allow it to fall on good ground, God will begin to transform you.
Yeah.
He will transform your way of thinking, your way of dressing, everything. He will transform everything. So all we can do is, let him show us the way. When you want God, when you draw nigh to him, his word is going to reveal you. It's going to reveal what he expects of you.
Absolutely.
So right now, I got clothes right now that I have had tailored and fixed differently because it wasn't what it should be like on Sunday morning. I didn't want people to see it wasn't what the Lord said I need to have on. And that happened to me after I began to draw closer to him.
Absolutely.
And God will show you yourself. Even our outside, we still filthy rags. On our best day, we still filthy rags. But I thank God for the prophet Samuel that went to Jesse's house to choose a king. And I thank God for God choosing David, the ruddy, the dirty, the nasty. He chose him. He looked past everything else. And the one thing God told Samuel to do, he said, don't look on the outside, because I'm looking at the heart. And I thank God that he's transforming my heart each and every day. I may mess up sometimes like we all do, but every day God is making me more like him every day. Even in my conversation.
Yeah.
So the more you run after God, God will reveal to you what he wants you to know through his word.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rosalind, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. You sound a little low this morning, though. Are you talking directly into your phone?
I am.
There you go. What's on your heart, sis? Talk to me.
I'm just listening. I have several tattoos. I have a lot. So, and I'm just listening. I know it started off as, having, I think, a guy or lady name, but it kind of went to another direction.
Yeah.
But I have several. But now the thing is, and I'm just gonna say it, this is just my opinion. Because I'm the younger generation. But that's why the young people don't want to attend church now because of things like that.
Judgmental.
They don't want to come in because the older people or the older saints, as you call them, they look at them different. But you're the same saint that's been coming to church for 50 years, and we've never seen you even acknowledge God in church. Like, you never clapped. You don't even open your mouth or anything. So I'm just letting you know. That's because I hear it all the time. That's why we don't go to the church. Well, not we, just saying me. I go to church. I don't care if I got 100 tattoos. I'm going to go to church and praise God because I know what God will forgive me for. So what is the one thing that God will not absolutely forgive you for, Raheen?
Blasphemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Against the Holy Spirit.
Blasphemy.
So that's just my opinion on everything. I have several. I have my own reasons of why I got them. And it is what it is. And I agree with Miss Willa, and I can't remember the other lady name right now. And Bishop, they're all telling the truth. Like it is what it is.
Good deal.
We just have to know, where God wants us. He's looking at our heart.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're about
Don't y'all kick me off the show now because I got all these tattoos either.
We're not gonna kick y'all, sis. But
it was just a joke.
I know. I was gonna say something else, but I sometimes I had to pull my tongue back in my mouth and not say it. But anybody got anything that someone want to say? It's another topic I want to get to before we get out of here today. Anybody got anything?
Yeah, I want to thank Kay. I want to thank Kay for reading those Bible verses that you read. Somebody needs to use.
Yeah,
I can even hear myself.
Yeah, somebody in a car. Yeah, there you go. Good deal. Go ahead, Rico.
Those Bible verses that she read, I have no qualms of telling people I never read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But those verses that she read, I swear they sound like they came out of my head and from my mouth. Because those are my same sentiments about tattoos and pretty much about everything. See, I think you have to pay attention to the purpose, the intention or the motivation behind whatever you do. And then I started thinking, Rosalind just said something key. The young generation. Well, the young generation, they stuck on this trend. If you listen to that verse that Kay read, she said about it being about vanity, something wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
But now this is what trend has done since we dropped the ball. We talked about that the other day and people want to get mad and say, we didn't drop no ball. Yes, we did. We stopped teaching tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And with those traditions, there were reasons behind them. But once we stopped teaching it, trend and profit took over, style.
Mm-hmm.
So now people, they will say, well, I get tattoos for therapy. But I'm thinking to myself, well, go to church.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you call therapy. So what happens is people, after trends start becoming cool, people start finding ways to justify what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just like they call stripping art now.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what happens? Because I was looking at the definition of celibacy. You are celibate if you do anything that can lead you to the act of sex.
Mm-hmm.
That's kissing somebody, hugging somebody too close. The minute you get that desire, you keep doing it, you ain't being celibate anymore.
Yeah.
Even though you might not have penetrated or had intercourse, you aren't celibate anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because the intentions have changed. The energy has changed. So now once you go to like saying, stripping is just art. That's almost like saying, well, hey, when she give me that lap dance butt naked and she sit on my lap, I ain't gonna get turned on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie. You probably gonna get turned on. So then it turns from being an art to being pornography again, or being vulgar, being indecent, sexual in nature. So when I'm looking at people when they start saying the young generation and the trend, the young generation is stuck on trend because most of these people are getting tattoos all because of the style, all for the look. Some people getting them because they're bored. But if you listen to those verses that Kay read, she said that maybe if you were doing it for your parents to honor somebody, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But to do it out of vain reasons, or to just do it because that's the trend, that would be a violation. Now, like I said, I ain't no Bible thumper, so don't nobody come back and say, well, how you going to talk? You ain't no Christian and this and that. No, I ain't. But I think some people are born with certain things that God put in them, and those are one of the things that God put in me right off the top to understand that it needs to have a very logical purpose or meaning or reason. My motivation behind getting a tattoo would have to be for the fact that I would want to honor somebody, and that was the best way I feel like I could honor them by dedicating their name or their face on my body, like my grandmother. So I like the verse that she read, man. I mean, because I think it opens up a lot of eyes and tells people a lot about the motivation and the purpose behind doing things, and then trying to go back and justify it behind the Bible. What's your true intention?
Absolutely.
Hey, Raheen.
Hold on one second. I say I'm gonna go to Jay. What's on your heart, brother?
Oh no, I would just appreciate what everyone's saying, and I'm just gonna say that's why I love my relationship with God. Not being a Christian, not being a Baptist, all these labels, but my relationship with God, He shows me. Listen, He's just. The Bible teaches that He's faithful and just to forgive us. He's constantly forgiving us of anything we've done wrong. And what I love about it, what everyone's saying, is it's a heart matter. It's a heart thing. If it's in your heart, God is looking at your heart. God knows your heart. God knows your intentions. God knows what you're doing it for. Like my brother Rico said, whether it's a trend or whatever, or if you're doing it to remember someone or something like that. He looks at the heart, and that's what it is. When it's a relationship thing, God cares about your heart. What does your heart say about the matter? Mm-hmm. And I'm just loving the commentary.
Absolutely. Good deal. Good deal. I want to get to our topic of the day, but somebody else got something want to say before we get to that? Real quickly.
I want to answer the young lady's question. She said, what sin is not forgiven? Mm-hmm. Well, tell her to go to the book of Matthew 12:31-32. We read, therefore I say unto you, any sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven men, but blasphemy against the Spirit shall not be forgiven.
Yeah.
So you can't go against the Spirit. Anything God tell you, scripture, you don't go against it.
Good deal. Good deal.
But you forgive him.
I have something to say, Raheen. I don't mean to keep on interjecting, but I heard something when Rico was talking. Rico, you still there?
Yes, he's there.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Yeah, Rico, I heard you say that you're not a Christian, but are you a believer?
Yeah, I'm a believer, but I'm not religious. I won't dedicate myself to nobody's religion.
It's not about religion, it's about relationship. You know, if you are a believer, if you believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God and you accept him into your heart, you are a Christian. You know, it's not about the religiousness and all of that right there. It's never based on that. It's about relationship. So don't say you're not a Christian. If you are a believer, you are a child of God and you are a Christian.
I just don't put a label on it, but I believe in God. Mm-hmm. And everybody else can have their own interpretation, but I believe in a higher power.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying, but I just want you to understand. I mean, it's not about, looking at other people. It's about relationship. If you ever have accepted him into your heart today, you are a child of God. You are a Christian.
Good deal.
I just want you to know that.
Absolutely. Charles.
Well, hey, thank you, y'all. I'm a Christian. Y'all. Y'all can't turn me down now.
Hallelujah.
There you go, Charles. Quick version, brother. Let me get to the topic. You muted, Charles. Hold on. You muted, brother. We can't hear you. What you done did over there, man? We can't hear you. Okay, let me move on. Go out and come back in, Charles. For whatever reason, I don't know what's going on with your line, man. You muted, brother. We can't hear you. Can't hear nothing you're saying. All right. Ibrahim, let me touch you before we get out of here. You have anything you want to say about these tattoos?
Oh no, I just came in, so I don't know what the whole deal is. You know what I mean? But yeah, but see, let me first. Rico said he wasn't religious, right? Mm-hmm. And religion is a thing of man. It's a way that we turn God into our image that we want to worship Him in. Mm-hmm. And as far as the Bible, I feel about that. If you research your own text, then you blaspheme if you even said anything that's on the Bible, because the Bible.
Okay, hold on. We got some issues with your line there, brother. Hold on for a minute. Let me go. We're gonna get to our topic of the day. And Captain, I'm gonna start it off with you. Captain, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna start it off with you. Let me get my scene so I can keep my tally as to Okay. Am I? And we're talking here in the United States of America, because that's where we are in the United States of America. So we're gonna concentrate on this part of it. Am I, the black man in America, an endangered species? Captain?
Well, are you well, I don't think the black man in America is an endangered species. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so, dear brother.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I thought you was gonna go a little deeper than that, but okay. Let me move on. Jay, what do you say to that? Am I an endangered species?
In America, I would say yes. I would say yes, we are, to a certain extent, because we're killing each other. Not only are we killing each other, as far as crime and violence and that nature, but we're being arrested, we're being incarcerated, we're being absentee fathers, we're being absentee from a lot of things. So we are, in a sense, becoming an endangered species because we're not there anymore. When prime example, most times you go to church, you see more women than you see men. Mm-hmm. Most times when you go to anything productive or that's going to build up society, if you will, you see more women than you do men. I see the black man, in my opinion, is becoming an endangered species.
Wow. Charles, what do you say to that, brother?
Now, what he said about women and seeing women and things like that, everything he said is true. But I don't, in matter of fact, everything he said is true. But I don't think that we're an endangered species, because if you're looking at endangered species, it's a problem of the procreation. And you're saying, when you say an American black man, you're saying a man that's a descendant of slavery. Because other people can come here and become American black men. You understand? But if you say descendants of slavery, they're still procreating like mad. You understand? They might not be doing as much as, but they're procreating so much that you do get these things of trying to curb how we procreate. You understand? You got entities out there trying to curb how we procreate. So we're not an endangered species yet, cusp of all the things that Jay said.
If we're not careful.
Right. Because everything Jay said is exactly what's going on. And an alligator killing an alligator put the alligator in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when you also got elephants trying to kill an alligator, and then the other folks trying to kill then that alligator, if he ain't procreating, he becomes that endangered species. So we got a lot of things going against us. So, but I don't think we're in danger yet.
Okay.
Because we're still procreating like rabbits.
Yeah, you ain't on about that. Cassandra, what's on your heart? The black man in America, is he an endangered species?
No, I don't think he'll ever be an endangered species. I don't believe there is nothing that can destroy us totally, and that's just bottom line. I believe that we are being self-destructive in our communities, and that's my concern. That's where my heart issue is. But no, I don't believe we're an endangered species, because the bottom line is we're fighters. So if it gets to the point somebody trying to take us out, it's going to be all on and popping. I believe the entire black race will raise up. That will not happen. So I'm never concerned about that, but I am concerned about our own self-destruction.
Wow, good deal. VP, or is that Friday? Who do we have this morning?
It's Friday.
Friday. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Friday, I want to ask you the question. The black man in America, is he an endangered species?
I would say becoming such, yes. And I know that there's the common saying, once you go black, you never go back, and one drop makes you whole and all of that. But the slow and persistent solution of the black race in terms of, and I know it's a great percentage that still, and I'm not saying there's any, before I finish this, I'm not saying you love who you love and you procreate who you procreate with. Because at the end of the day, we're supposed to multiply. But in terms of specifically speaking to the race identified as black, then though I prefer African American, they the slow, solution of it is, coming upon us. At the same time, you have this forward movement of, eradicating the males in general, but especially black males at a higher rate than they're being produced, and looking towards like a lot of these other movements that minimize the one goal we're supposed to have, which is procreation. So it's hard for black boys to exist when their fathers are getting taken out, and they're getting taken out before they can be fathers.
Good deal. Yeah, absolutely. Ibrahim, we can't hear you, brother. You there? Ibrahim got something going on. Ibrahim, can you hear me? I don't know what Ibrahim got going on over there. Okay, we got to come back. Willow, What do you say to that? Well, is the black man in America, is he an endangered species?
Well, if you look at certain areas, I would say in certain areas they are becoming endangered, especially in Chicago and Illinois, because of the constant violence every day, killing of each other from 9 years old on up. And if you want to even go more than that, you can. But yeah, I believe in here in Chicago, and state of Illinois. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Wow. And that's amazing, because we know that we know a lot of the numbers that's going on in Chicago, and how there's it's almost like it's like an epidemic or something going on over there with the amount of killing that's going on. Ibrahim, see, can we hear you now, brother?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry I got cut off, man. You hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay,
Is the black man in America an endangered species?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You know, because you know, when you we get to a certain population, we're in the middle of a civil war, and the problem is who's going to be the baddest and the biggest, who's going to control everything, right? Who's going to take all the world's resources and control the world, right? And we are absorbing world's resources, so we're competitive with them just to survive. So you know, they want to eliminate us, and it's proven every day. So what do? We should be going for survival. I can't complain about it. A bird, you know, like you heard the story about a bird sitting on a ship in the ice, and he's full of ice and stuff, and he falls off in the sea. He has no remorse because that's his portion, right? But he can survive. He can try to survive. You can survive, right? And if we want to survive, we want to have compassion for each other. Compassion for each other. You know, I don't want to be hated. People hate me and look at me. I start talking about Islam and stuff, and I get so much blowback in the church, and they're supposed to be out there helping each other, helping their own people, and they're gonna hate me because I might say something about the favor of Islam along with the favor of Christianity, and then come behind me after I speak and want to say bless Jesus Christ, which is very offensive to me. You know what I mean? Because how can a man impregnate his own mother to have himself and then call himself the Son of God, when the Son of God, right? I mean, God says they be this. Adam was a
let's stay on the topic, brother. Let's stay on the topic about the black man being on. Let's stay on the topic.
Well, see, that's one to talk to destroy us. You go out in the community and try to do something. Everybody want to take, you know, what are you in account? They want to look at you and say what the labels that you wear upon you, or they put upon you, right? They don't want to help people as long as you're gonna be the one helping people. You know, but what I'm trying to say is our main thing is that we don't have compassion for ourselves, that we don't see ourselves surviving as a group of people. We don't see ourselves surviving as brothers and sisters. We want to accuse each brother and sister. When a white man or anybody jumps and say he's guilty of something, we say there he is, instead of saying, well, let's hear the whole story. You know what I mean? We are one side. We go with it. We're popular. Everything that's popular, we bounce upon. Everything that's exciting, we just grab hold of. You know, and we push our own children, and with our own children, of course, doing the same thing because they can't believe us. They know we can't do anything to protect them or save them, right? Wow. That's why they turn against us, right? That's why animals turn against their parents. You know, the parents turn against the animals, right? You know, it's a Quran. It's a thing saying that when we're in a time, the Prophet Muhammad said, you know, no man should know, but it's a sign is when the slave master is ruled by the slave, and that is a lot of analogies, right? That could be the family ruling the man, or the child ruling the mother. You know what I mean? So we're in that time. It's called Revelations in the Quran. But exactly. But what I'm saying is that if we start showing compassion to each other, if somebody's hungry, you don't have to give them no food. You take them and say, look, let me work with you and show you how to make this dish, or come on, let's go together to chopping together and put our money together, see what we can do for our whole family, that we cook together. That is the type of thing that we need to get back to. This individualism don't exist because you're individual. You go into another box or a label.
Okay, brother, we got. Hold on, brother. We got to keep it moving. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? What do you say to that? Is the black man in America an endangered species?
No. Black man ain't going nowhere. Black man was first man. Black man been here. Black man gonna survive. It don't matter. We'll take anything and live off of. So the notion of endangerment is not really. I mean, I think it's very romantic. It's very romantic to talk about or to write about, but endangered black men, no, that's not our issue. You know, we have an issue with how we treat one another. but we're not going to decimate the race. That's just not going to happen, because our reproductive capability alone would handle that issue. So you may not have a man, some people, I'm sure women would think that, some women may think that way, because they can't get the kind of man that they want.
Yeah.
But we ain't going nowhere.
Good.
We're not.
Let us say with the original, the first man. Hey, how you gonna get rid of the first man? You can't do that. Rico, what do you say to that, brother? Is the black man in America, is he an endangered species?
Well, I don't think we are about to be a dangerous, endangered species as far as extinction. But as far as culture wise, I believe we're about to be an endangered species as far as that goes. Once again, going back to what I was saying about tradition and trend, and how now it seems that the elders don't lead the youth, but the youth lead the elders. And I don't see any type of way that we can function in a correct or proper order in that manner. So I think as long as we continue to be distracted and chase after these westernized values that we've chased after, that we will continue to be in chaos and out of order. I think our value system has been turned around to something like, I'll put it to you this way: if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And right now, you could get a lot of attention just from being you, by doing a whole lot of stuff to draw attention to yourself and go viral, and you make a lot of money. So now it makes sense, even though what you're doing is stupid. But this new generation will tell you that ain't stupid. Look, he got paid. So it takes, when you take the morals out of it and the ethical side of it, I think Captain Dennis mentioned that earlier about men coming into the community and setting the standards again, putting some ethics down. Because right about now, the order that we're going in, we'll never get back on top of where we should be. We'll never get what we deserve as a people, as the original people. I'm going to give you this stat. Last year alone, there was 250 rappers that died. Maybe 4 of them died from natural causes, and maybe 3 of them were white. So now that's a whole nother demographic of black men. I said I was going to stop using that word. Melanated men, because that black term came from them. Once again, that's more Western terminology. Conforming. Young melanated men considering themselves rapping, getting paid big money to talk about smoking on each other and killing each other. And they continue to do it because it makes money. And so I'm looking at that death rate, and then I'm adding on top of the fact that the other victims of it are going to prison, and the other victims of it are going to funeral homes. So, I mean, it's so many different ways now that we've seen. I mean, we're seeing young melanated men in our community go the other way as far as sexually. So rapid, you know what I'm saying, same-sex relationship that was abnormal in our community. So when, you start saying we're an endangered species, I think when it comes to culture and proper functioning, yeah, we are in danger of losing all kind of sense of morality and ethics. And then we're going to start, eventually we might end up start fitting into those categories that they placed on our heads as just being consumers or non-producers.
Wow. Let me go to Rosalind. Rosalind, what do you say to that? That's good. That's good. What do you say to that, Rosalind? Is a black man in America, is he an endangered species?
My opinion, no. We can be, but I feel like we're a force. I mean, they are a force if they're together. If they could get together. Imagine if you had 100 black men in suits walking down the streets of Chicago. Imagine that. They're not expecting that. You're a force when you're together. That would capture so much media attention.
But you know what?
They don't expect them to be together.
Let me say this. Let me say, and I don't mean to cut you off, since I'm gonna go get back. Well, you said if you had 100 black men walking down the street in suits. I remember if the first Million Man March back in 1996, I actually went. I had to be there myself. there was 1 million. There was 1 million, and they try to play with the numbers, and they try to play with the numbers and do whatever they want to do. But the reality of the situation, there was 1 million black men, or more, actually more than 1 million black men that went to Washington D.C. for the Million Man March. Beautiful day, beautiful day. I loved every second of it. And so, 100 is one number, but that was 1 million. Go ahead.
Exactly. So if we could get back to showing that we're together, I mean, I say we, when the young kings show that they are forced together, then they could change everything. It's all psychological. It's a mind change. It's just a change of mindset. If they can just show that they are forced together, they can get some things done.
Absolutely.
But we have to show that we're together. So we can be, they can be endangered, but I don't think it's at the point now.
Good deal. Good deal. Kay, what's on your heart, sis? What did you say to that? K with an E? K with an E. The mute button is right there. Right there. Right there. Okay. Push the button right there.
Oh, be quiet, not Raheen. I know the mute button's right there.
It's right there. It's right there. What do you say to that? Is the black man in America, is he an endangered species?
No, they only an endangered species as far as they put themselves in it. I don't believe that, because I have a young black man live with me, my son, and I tell him on a regular, if you don't get out there and get it, you're not gonna get it. You keep yourself down. Our black men do it to themselves. They were going. I got another friend going on a job, and he know how to do everything on the job. But instead of him going to get the proper paper so he can get the proper pay for doing everything on the job, where that gives room for them to bring another person in that already got all this under their belt, and now they're getting the pay for something that you've been doing, but you only doing it because you have the experience. He got the paper.
Wow.
But guess what he did? Now yesterday he called me with good news, and now he's going to get paid for all these things he already know how to do, and the job is offering him training. And I was like, don't that make sense? Because you do everything anyway, and you don't have the paper to pay you.
Absolutely.
So now he does. But until I said that to him, he never gave it a thought, and he would have continued making that low pay, but doing everything at a higher pay and not getting the pay. Now he already know how to do it. They're going to bring him in for training, and he'll get the pay to go along with it.
Wow. Good deal. Good deal. Captain, what's on your heart?
Well, I want to say, I really appreciate everybody. I think we all agree, it's not that he can't become an endangered species, but however, if anything is under the title endangered species, then it's illegal to kill him. So if we were an endangered species, then it would be a law that said you can't kill black people because he's under the list of an endangered species, and endangered species is put into a sanctuary. So evidently we ain't in no sanctuary, and evidently there's no law that says to kill an endangered species with black folks will be illegal and punishment by imprisonment. So, but I do want to say this to the family. We are exhibiting some real serious self-destructive behavior. Never have I seen the kind of level of self-destruction behavior and self-hatred like I have seen in the last year or two, most likely in the last year. Now, what is it telling us? All of us who are on this line have all had family members or no family members who was a victim to gun violence. All of us. And it's not look like nobody has the solution to it. But my philosophy, this is me, this brother Dennis talking, please don't hang me on the cross, family. My philosophy is we have to create heaven in order to invite our young people out of hell. We can't invite our youth out of the violent environment or violent condition or the violent behavior if we have not created an environment where they say, you know what, I want to live over there. Look over there. There ain't no violence. There ain't no killing. There's no drinking. There's nobody. Man, how can I get over there in that heaven on earth place right there? You know, Righteous Boulevard or Heaven Right Here Lane. How can I get there? Well, if you want to come over here, young man, you have to give up that hellish ways. That's all. You can't bring your drinking over here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can't bring your drugs over here. I'm sorry. You can't bring your madness over here. Brother, I'm sorry. And that's all I'm saying. Let's create an environment that is conducive to righteous living. Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. But we can't be arguing over the small things like whether I'm religious, not religious, you Christian, you Muslim. I'm a human being. What about that part? That trumps religion. That trumps being a human. What happened being a human being? Have you ever seen anybody laugh in Chinese? Do people laugh in French? Do you smile in Chinese? Do you smile in French? Do a baby cry in Spanish? When you get hurt, do you moan in Arabic? No.
Good point.
We trumping being a human being. We have allowed this society to put us in categories by color, put us in categories by gender, put us in categories by politics. And we have allowed society to do that to us. And we have lost the mind of being a human being. The greatest religion is to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the greatest religion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can I read a couple of definitions of what we're talking about, right? Brief response. Genocide. Genocide defined as acts committed in attempt to destroy or hold apart a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group, such as these five as killing members of a group, causing serious body or mental harm, imposing life, living conditions, intended to destroy the group, preventing birth. And another thing, and another definition, right? The next definition is about endangered species. A dangerous species, a species that is very likely to become extinct in the near future with worldwide particular political jurisdiction. A dangerous species may due to such factors as habitat loss, poaching, invasive species, and then lastly, extinction. So extinction is used termination as a kind of organ of a group, but the moment of extinction is generally considered the death of the last individuals of a group. So extinction in itself is after the fact. You can't know what species is extinct after the fact. So if everybody want to wait to after the fact, oh well, we were extinct, we are extinct. Well, we wouldn't be here to make that decision. So with those three definitions, genocide, you can say, I can honestly say that we're in the process of genocide. We've been there for the last 500 years, right? 540 years. The other thing is too that we do fit the role of becoming a dangerous species. We are a dangerous species. 1 out of 4 children being born are being aborted. 1 out of 4. And look how many black people die in the black community a day, right? Now, think that it was supposed to be 20 million people around the turn of the century. It's only 40 million now. We're like 12% and falling of the population. The birth rate of black women has went down. We don't even know who black is anymore. And also by us mixing, which is nothing wrong with that, mixing with other races, that is part of being an invasive species, taking on our part of our thing, right? So as a black person, a black man, all this stands to say that scientifically we are an endangered species and we're becoming extinct, and we're being done so through genocide. That's my case.
Charles?
Now, I can agree with a lot of things that Brother Ibrahim just said, but what I'm really thinking about, I look at this show, man, and I go back in my mind about the shows that we've had. And I'm hearing everybody today answer your question a certain way. Sounds pretty much the same. Now, Enrico said something that sparked me. He said last year, about 200 and some rappers alone. And I think these rappers were pretty much all in probably the Chicago area. I think, because of this drill music. But I'm not sure. But he said 200 rappers alone were killed. And out of that 200 and something, I think 99% of them were black.
Mm-hmm.
So when we speak, and on this show, we speak about police killing blacks, which if it's unfair, if they kill them in an unfair way, that's wrong, no matter what. Let's put that out there. But today, right now, what I've heard, what Rico's saying, and what he sparked me, because I went back and looked up how many police killed blacks last year, and I'm saying that these blacks were innocent or they were guilty. It's about 280 for the whole year. And what I'm hearing everybody on here say, they're using the word genocide, they're using the word self-destruction, and they're using these words that blacks are killing blacks. These are the words that are used today, that blacks are killing blacks, that blacks are being the worst enemy to blacks. These are, and if you just go back, when you look at the tape, the words that are used today is not about anybody else, about police killing blacks now, and it's wrong. If a police kill an unarmed man, it's wrong. But everybody today, going by your question of is black men being extinct, and some people have mentioned
the dangerous species,
the things that out there that are killing blacks. But the majority of things that we're saying on here is that blacks are the black worst enemy. And this is that the thing. The reason why it's getting me is because if I said something like this in the past, I get all kind of hell brought to me.
So what they're saying two things to me. Maybe we all grown together, but the second part it leads me to a question, Charles. What do you say the solution is? If that be the case, if what you're saying is absolutely factual and that's a part of the issue, what is the solution?
Always my solution the same way. Each one teach one. First, handle your family. Because these brothers out there who are killing, these black men out there that are killing black men don't have a connection with black men. You understand? They don't have a connection with black men. That's why it's so easy to kill a black man, because they don't have a connection. So if your seed has a connection and you connect to your seed, it'll be harder for your seed, not impossible, but harder for your seed to go out and do things that bring on genocide and the destruction of its own race. Same thing Cat was just saying. He brought a solution also. Make areas that we can't tolerate those things in this area. In my neighborhood right here in Decatur, it's a mixed neighborhood, predominantly black and predominantly retired. They don't allow, as they say, the shenanigans on this street. They call the cops when something pop off. We run them off out of our area. We don't have that here. And that's the land that Cap was talking about. And that is a part of a solution, because it's more than one solution. But that's a part of a solution. We're not allowing that over here. We have standards over here.
Okay.
Our standards won't allow you to come here with that foolishness. If you're coming over here with that foolishness, you gonna get taken care of. Not trying to tell you we're gonna kill you, but you got to go by the law that we putting back down in our neighborhood. We got. You understand what I'm saying?
Good day. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what do you think? Solution. Let's talk solutions right now. We got 20 minutes before we get out of here. What is solutions? Cassandra?
To community and neighborhoods again, because in the day, back in the 70s when I was growing, 60s, 70s when I was growing up, it's just like what Charles is saying. You just did not do certain things in our neighborhood. You were going to pay a price. You didn't come in there acting a fool. Now, we had some people that acted a fool, but they stayed in check for the most part.
They got dealt with.
And people could talk to the teenagers and say, hey, y'all know better than that. You know, now everybody's afraid of the kids. And I think that's the Black community's problem is the Black community. We have become afraid of our own children. When you become afraid of your own children, they are destined to fail. How is it that you can be, when I'm on Marta and I see a bunch of kids, like it be teenagers on there sometimes, and they cussing and they got to fight and carry on, I say something. And people be like, oh man, you shouldn't say, listen, these are our kids. And if we don't say nothing, and they'll be like, oh, my bad, you know, I'm sorry. You know, I said, baby, do you not see us older women sitting on here? Y'all just cussing and carrying on. Oh, my bad. Hey, y'all, cool, chill or whatever. But if we don't say anything because we're afraid of our own kids, and we got a reason to be afraid, but I don't know. I just don't know. We have to take responsibility for our own communities. Nobody else gonna do it for us, and they don't want to do it. We have to do it.
Exactly. And my thing is, I want to make sure that we only got about less than 20 minutes before we get out of here. So I want to stay focused, and I want to concentrate right now on solutions. And what are some of the solutions that we need to get to, that we need to do, that we all can do? Because not one person can't do everything, but everybody can do something. And so my thing is right here, we need to concentrate on solutions. Let's focus on that. Rico, what are some of the solutions, brother? What are some of the things that we need to do to make it better in our community?
First, I think that we have to understand that just doing something ain't enough. Because you know, it's funny when Rosalyn said that about the 100 men, melanated men dressed up in suits, and I made a comment about this yesterday, because we had that happen in our hometown, and I'm starting to see once again that is beginning to be a trend in different communities. Good-looking, handsome black men dressed up going to take pictures like photo models in the park, just looking good. So you say, man, look at that. It looks good to see our nice young kings dressed up for a difference, for a change. Okay, they look good. Now what? Because the same one walking around looking good, they still hanging their hat on them pictures. Yeah, we was part of the select group of people that came and took pictures in the park, and we was dressed up in our suits. But when it comes time to get these kids and put them on the bus and take them to a park and teach them how to catch, because they don't know how to play catch with a ball or a glove, or to send them down and teach them some ABCs, you ain't got time for that. See, if it ain't going to help your brand, if it ain't going to help your image, it goes back to that verse that Kay read about doing things for vain reasons. And it goes back to having that tattoo because you want to say, I was here. Yeah, me. I did it. It's me. So, I mean, when you do want to say, let's come up with some solutions, don't just get the tattoo just because you want to do it and you didn't have nothing better to do. Don't just go and get 100 black men together just to dress them up and say, man, them have some handsome brothers. Because when they're done, they're still going to turn right back into the people that they are, and the people out here that's needing in our community, the women that need to be corrected and scolded or checked for laughing and saying that Kevin Samuels' death was karma. There's a whole lot of soap opera mentality and behavior going on in our community. The men setting that standard to where boys would be more respectful. You shouldn't have to be told by Cassandra, hey, you see us?
Good deal.
So Captain Dennis said it earlier. The men have to step back in the community and do exactly like what Cassandra said. Step up, speak out. And if you got to have your guns because some of these boys going to have their guns and they're going to be knuckleheads, you might have to get down with them like that. But for the most part, you just can't sit back and do it without having a rhyme or reason or purpose behind it.
Absolutely.
You have to have some type of goal in mind when you're sitting there, because you're going against a whole lot of street codes. You know, and so that's why I say our culture, if we aren't careful, it takes a certain thing for a species to be put on the endangered list. There are certain things that happen before they're actually declared. We might not be an endangered species, but if we keep going in the direction we're going in, we may.
Absolutely. Captain, let me come back to you. And we're talking about solutions right now. What are some of those solutions that we need to focus on?
Well, you know, there's no, you know, if you know, there's no one utopia solution. We all have to play a part You know, I mean, we talked about this a couple of days ago. You know, education is a solution. Having skills and trade, teaching young people is a solution. Eradicating the culture of violence is a solution. Having men play a more greater role in the home is a solution. Many. Now, I just gave what I thought was a solution, that if we're trying to get our youth out of that lifestyle, is that we have to be more branding, and we have to make peace as attractive as violence. We have not made, see, we haven't showed the brother run around with the Range Rover, and if he got the bling bling, but he's a good Christian, he's a good Muslim, he's living a righteous life, and we letting the young people know, you ain't got to sell dope to get this lifestyle. You ain't got to be no rapper to get this lifestyle. Come on, look at my place, brother. Ooh, this what, yes, sir. This what I get when I'm following Christ, brother. This what I'm getting when I'm being a Muslim, brother. We have not made what we say we believe in attractive. We're battling Satan. And so Satan winning. You know why? Because evil men prosper when good men fail to stand up. But we spend too much time arguing. And I'm with you, brother Leonard. They got me in the same category. I know I can hear some of them thinking, man, this damn Muslim guy, he think he know everything. Just like they think about you. That Leonard think he know everything. I'm sitting right next to you, Leonard. They won't say it. They ain't even got the nerve to even give me credit on what I said. Because if you say you agree with Captain, then the Lord have mercy, you're Muslim. You believe? See, when we can't even agree on this line and give credit when credit is due. If somebody says something brilliant, say, you know, Brother Raheen, I mentioned this to you. I'd love to take one of your shows and feature everyone on here on the work they're doing and what they're doing in the community, so I can know some of the work these great men and women on this line doing. Because maybe there's people on this line ain't doing jack and always want to lean in the conversation, but they ain't gonna bust a grape. I need to know who the ones who really doing something from the ones who just want to be, as they say, jack off at the mouth. I think it's time to separate the sheep from the goats. Because if you bring the people on here that's got brilliant ideas, I want to hear about it. I want to support them. I want to donate to them. But I don't know. Just take your show and highlight some of these brilliant men and women and what they're doing in the community. Because surely if they knew what I was doing, they would probably have a better understanding something about Captain Dennis. But if all they know, he's in the member of the Nation of Islam, they don't know nothing about the peacekeepers. They don't know I train law enforcement. They don't know that I have a program training young people to respect the Lord. They don't know that I've been doing this for. If they don't know that, then they may say, oh, I want to know who's on this line. If they're doing great work, let's give them credit, Brother Raheen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm through, brother.
He said, I'm through.
Captain, he making great points. What all of us are doing, right? And I want to know more. I'm gonna try to get in contact with you, Captain, because you make some very great points, right? And but you're right. I think one of the solutions that I have is getting out there, showing compassion, right, and working with people, find out what their needs are. I think we're making a lot of assumptions, like when I'm dealing with the homeless lately, and I'm trying to establish a community and build a nation, and I'm trying to take the worst, poorest, disenfranchised community I could find in Atlanta, which is a tent city, and the homeless people in the area, and try to get them to learn how to self-help and grow on their own with help. You know what I mean? And encourage people to get in that, because everybody gets frustrated. You give them things, they just want this. They doing drugs. They don't want this. They don't want to do that. I try to give them a nice place. They don't want this. They mess it up. So I think that we should find out what their needs are, what their immediate needs are, and try to work with them through that. Work with them through that instead of just thing, because we've created another culture, right? But some people do need help. With Georgia, don't have a psychiatric system. They throw them in jail, right?
Yeah.
And that's wrong. And that's not just wrong for the homeless, that's wrong for all the community. So if I can work out this community, get people to understand what that is and work with this community, then what about the other Black communities, right? Like you go into a poor community in Atlanta, they still need the same thing. They need food, they need medical, they need a lot of stuff. and they don't know how to get to it. And a lot of people that started out, they got these little nice offices, they got their grants, and they sitting over here somewhere, and they got to come out every once in a while and talk to them. How come you can't access these people 24 hours a day? How come we can't know it's black people doing these things? It's good to see black men walking in the street, but if all them black men are in your yard, seeing what your grandma needs, seeing what the child needs when he's going home from school, keeping for getting beat up and stuff like that, or like Haroon used to do with street groomers and stuff like that, putting games, like you said, sports together for them. I mean, we're not doing anything for our people on that level. We're pontificating, but we're not actually demonstrating our religion. We're not demonstrating on ground, right, where people can see us, they can feel it. You know what I mean? You can forget what a person do for you. You can forget what a person tell you, but you can't forget how a person make you feel.
Exactly. And it was said in the chat box here that it's going to take some sacrifice on behalf of humans, melanated people. Yeah, it's going to take some great sacrifice. It really is. What I want to go next here. Let's go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. What's on your heart, man? We're talking about solutions, and we asked the question, and I think you was listening. We asked the question of, is the black man an endangered species? And we talked about that part of it. Now we're going to talk about what is the solution, because it's been brought to the table. There's a lot of black on black crime. There's a lot of things that's going on in and around our community that need solutions too, so we can pull ourselves out of that hole, if you will. Toya, what are some of the solutions?
You know, first thing I think we have to identify is what the issues are, like the needs are, right? But in order to solve them, I think the first thing we need to do is go to the Lord. We're missing a lot of God out of our lives. And that is the first thing, because it's like we're not gauged against the standard. But then after that, you know what I'm saying? God has this way of showing you, hey, when you go out there and you do my work and my will, you will be taken care of. And I've seen it for myself, you know what I'm saying? From having nothing and just going out there being that person and whatever expertise the field has a way of helping you become the next millionaire. And I think that's what we forget. We're looking for something to give them, instead we have to remind the black man on who they are. You know, I think we forget who we really are as people, and that's what we lose the ball. We're looking to kind of give them something tangible to eat with, instead of, again, reminding them who they are. Do you understand how great you are? And once you do that, that's how they start to unravel. You know what I'm saying? And start to seek and say, okay, boom, this is what I'm good at. I can do it for free, and then navigate to the next level. I wind up getting hired. You know, so I don't think that there's a specific something that we can give people, because there are solutions to hunger out there, right? We got food pantries, but not everybody go to them, right?
Exactly.
There are a lot of organizations that offer some things, clothes, and you know, to meet people's needs, but they're not being utilized. Why? You know what I'm saying? And I think, again, we've forgotten who we are. And again, I'm only talking about us in the black community, right? We've forgotten who we are. We've forgotten our strength and where we've come from. And we have to be reminded. We want to be defeated and say, you know, oh, I'm a black man and I've come from, well, I can't speak for a black man, but I'm just saying, you know, throw the scenario from what it sounds like. I have challenges against me. I'm the most hated. I'm the most challenged. And you know what, black man, you might be right. You know what, black woman, you might be right. But where have we come from, and what have we overcome? And what have some black people made that? And are you doing everything to be that? If not, there's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? So the solution is to be reminded on who we really are, and understanding we're not exercising our greatest potential, and greatness and excellence is no one's fault on our own, because there's too many black people that have risen up and made awesome names out of themselves from left. So I refuse to let any excuses be left on the table.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Willa, what are some of the solutions? And Friday, coming to you next.
Yes. Well, I know one time I had talked about Steve Harvey, how he takes 100 young guys, 13 to 14 years old, and he takes them for a weekend, and he spends a weekend with them.
Yes.
But then there has to be some sustaining after that. And I believe also his wife does the girls. But I was thinking about in Chicago, you know, in order for things to kind of change in Chicago, Well, what they've done is they've increased the police, so they're doing an after instead of the pre. So a lot of we have a lot of wards in our areas, aldermen in our areas, and if each alderman, first it has to come from the mayor, and if each alderman would take the time to go into their area, whether it's Ward 37, 29, or whatever, and then they have those meetings that like we used to have. And they used to start to engage themselves with the younger people, the gangs, even with the gangs. Because if you start to get involved with them and to put positive things in their minds instead of allowing the negative things to go on every day, you won't have a change.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that if they did that and they took the responsibility of taking their ward and making a difference in their ward, I think that would make a difference.
Wow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Friday, Leonard, come to you next.
Procreation, incarceration, and extinction. These are the I guess titles of kind of what I touched on in the beginning in summary, which everyone has spoken to in great detail and very well. In terms of solution, we have to look at ways that we can come together about before we can even get to them as young kids and teens and mentoring them. We got to make sure they can be born. So we're having, so I would say, for procreation, let's love on our own enough to create more of our own. And then let's make sure that the women are healthy and have the right support to bring forth, healthy birth. I mean, the process of pregnancy is dangerous in its own right. So let's not add to that being in an environment where it's even harder because they're not getting the proper care. And then once we have our Black children, especially our Black boys born, let's, now we can implement some of these other things. So policies and being involved, I don't know what it takes to create a hospital, and creating something by Blacks doesn't mean that it has to be Black only, but it just means that the focus and the intent is going to be able to take care of the needs of what's specific to the Black African American community, even from a dietitian standpoint. So there's so many layers in how solutions are, and it's so deep, but a lot of it is buried in policies that a lot of times we don't even look to or talk about or get involved in until it, what is the president going to do? No, what the grassroots do, and how are we supporting grassroots that actually protects things that's important to us, which is our Black men. Incarceration, I spoke to the point of, our Black men not even being able to be fathers because they're being incarcerated or killed, and then our boys aren't even making it to the point to where they can procreate. Because they're getting wiped out before that point. So all of these play into each other hand in hand in terms of solutions, possible solutions, and how we can help change the narrative to ensure that we continue to keep our numbers up and growing. Maintaining at a low number doesn't make us not on the extinct list. It just means that we have enough not to say that we've been wiped out.
Absolutely. Leonard, what solutions, brother?
I think the solution has to be tied into respect for mankind in general, life in general. I do like what the Nation of Islam has done as it relates to gangs in inner cities and really sponsoring a lot of truces and bringing people to the table to discuss their differences. I think for that gang mentality, that's great. And I hope a lot of work can be done, but we have to understand that this approach has been used for a very long time now. And we have to judge whether or not that approach is the only thing. And we see that it is not. So we must begin to teach our children that this is not the right thing to do. You have to teach them that. The reason why you have immoral children is because you have immoral parents.
Wow.
So if you do not teach that this is looked down upon, then one, there will be no shame in doing it. And a lot of people who are throwing things at the situation, we have to go back to the proper assessment of what is the issue. People are not killing each other because they black or they hate black people. They're killing each other because they have differences. Real psychology will tell you that. It's the proximity. It's who you associate with. It's who you engage with each and every day. And your inability to resolve conflict has nothing to do with the color of skin. So until you talk to people as if they are human beings with their own thoughts and emotions, you will never appeal to them. Because one, once you think about it, that killer was in his own head. Killers are usually in their own head. They think they're, for whatever reason, they making the decision that they want to make. I owe you everything for righteousness' sake, but I don't owe you anything because you're black. I will stand in with anyone for a righteous cause. If you are trying to do right, it is my duty to stand with you to do that which is right. And other than that, to appeal to me any other way, it's not really going to move me very much. Unless you want to be right. And then the person will say, well, who is to determine what's right? You're the problem. You're the problem because you don't want a standard and you don't want a justification for what is right. And that's what people are fighting. You're fighting righteousness. You're fighting doing that which is right and honorable. And this is why you are in the muck and the miry clay. Because you act like dirt. You behave like dirt. It has no respect for anything at all.
So what are some, and I got another call. I want to get to the call. We got just a few minutes before we get out of here. Give me a solution. Give me some solution. There's no one
Well, the solution is morality. Teach your children that it is wrong to do these things to other people. There are parents that teach their children.
Based on here, you see, Leonard, it goes back to the golden rule.
Yes, it is. It always is going to go back there. I don't care what religion you are. I can live with you if you treat me with respect as you would want to be treated. I don't care what religion you are. You don't have to be a good Muslim to understand that, nor a Christian. And Christianity is by confession. You don't assume someone is a Christian that way. They must confess that they are Christian. You believe in what? I am spiritual. How? Because I know several spirits. Which one?
Good deal. Well, then we got to get ready to get out of here, man. We actually 10:03 right now. God is good evening. Well, good evening, cause you late. Good evening, God is. How you doing this afternoon? How you doing this afternoon?
All right, good. I just want to say, some things that it's an awakening call right now. And I think becoming more awakening. And when I say that is, as a realist, they get treated the worst. They get talked about, ostracized, and get targeted most when they, when we win in the end. I promise you that basically this is exactly why most real ones are loners, because we understand the magnitude of having friends is overrated. We don't really care about being liked, or being liked isn't part of our purpose. In fact, the fakest people are always around people because they're too weak and to be alone. So that's why they try to absorb everybody's energy except theirs, because they're disconnected from themselves. Like the guys that want to be gangbangers. That's the true reason of it. Don't depend too much on having friends in this world. That's what I tell my boys, because even your shadow leaves you when you're in the darkness. Therefore, I tell them all the time, step into your own vibrational light and become your own best friend and love yourself intuitively. That means when you love yourself intuitively, you're making better decisions for yourself.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Toussaint, give me your quick version, brother. Give me some solutions.
Meet people where they are. Everybody don't start off like you. See them from who they are and accept it. We be in denial, and everybody ain't Christian, and everybody don't know God. So you got to meet them and talk to them, and don't be judgmental because they done with you then.
Yeah.
But you have to have a plain old conversation instead of throwing. And I'm Christian. This is short, but I ain't gonna throw the Bible at you. I'm gonna ask you how your day is first. How you doing? What's going on in your life? Then you might be able to have something. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Captain, you have anything on your heart before we get out of here?
No, I really want to thank you for giving me this great opportunity to share my thoughts, my ideas, and my opinions. It's no way in conflict with anything anyone say. I realize that much of what I say, 99.9% of it, is in harmony with everything everybody on this line said. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, family. And I love for us to get more in depth in dealing with solutions than the problems. Thank you, Raheen, for guiding us in that direction. And Brother Leonard, my man, you said a mouthful. Thank you, family.
Love you, Captain.
Love you, man. God bless you all.
You talking about Leonard? Leonard right there?
Yes. That's my man in there.
I even agree with Leonard.
Oh my goodness, I know, man. It's time for us to go in and gonna do closing. shut the show down. Just shut it down.
Hey, Raheen.
Yes,
Raheen,
yes, ma'am.
Can I give my quick solution? This Rosalind.
Absolutely.
Just being involved. Right now I'm on my way to meet this guy. You know, I'm big on the incarcerated, capturing them once they get out. I'm on my way to meet this guy. He's white. He's done 30 years in prison and he has failed. You know, he doesn't have a job. So I'm headed to meet him. Just being involved. The incarcerated guys, they need us so bad. These guys are getting out. They're homeless. They can't get a place to live because, you know, with a prior ex-felon, you can't get this, you can't get that. So my heart lies with these guys. That is my passion. So just being involved. It don't take much. I don't make 6 figures, but I'm putting gas in my car and I'm going to check on this guy and try to see what I can do to help him.
That's good. That's good, sister. I applaud you, sister, and proud of you as well. Definitely proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. Be careful, but keep doing what you're doing. All right. Rico.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm thinking these young melanated men that we're talking about were once young melanated children that came to this point. So Donna said something key. That meet them where they're at. Yeah. Because we hear people, Leonard just says it, bad parents. Parents' fault. So, you know, what we should do, first off, is when we try to come up with solutions, is understand that you just can't stick your head in the door for a minute or two, say a couple of good words and go on about your business and say, yeah, I did my job. See what I did, y'all? You have to be charitable. You have to donate. And I ain't just talking about money because, see, we got such a value system about money that we think that solves everything. But I'm talking about quality time. Consistent quality time and influence with those that don't have that mentorship or that guidance. That positive reinforcement, that uplifting that we all need to know where we come from and know who we are. To teach them tradition and to show them that traditions matter more than trend. To teach them that our tradition once upon a time was based on honor and integrity, not high white society like we chase now. To see Steve Harvey do what he does and show them that it's more than just about dressing up. I got something else for y'all. And so, you know, it's about that quality time, man, having an impact or an influence on somebody that's not getting that positive reinforcement. You know, we don't like to sacrifice a lot of our time because we're trying to live our best lives. And so we'll do the minimum. I saw a story of about 30 dads. I might be exaggerating on the number because it's been over a year since I saw it. Down in Louisiana, they go and volunteer at the schools.
Yeah, I saw
every
that.
Day. Every day, just being that influence. Because the thing is these people that join the gangs and go off and start being whores and gangsters and criminals and this and that, making rap songs just to get money, they don't understand. The value ain't in the name of the brand of that that's on that truck that says Range Rover. The value is in the fact of understanding what's really important is that you had a vehicle that could take care of your necessities at that point in time to get back and forth. Don't value that name. So we got to go back into our communities and also stress at a young age what's really important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, Rico?
If you missed today's broadcast and would like to see or hear the rebroadcast in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Willow!
Raheen!
Willow!
Come on now, Raheen.
You sure you ready?
Let's see the word of God together.
Now, you sure you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm ready to receive his word.
Let's
Come
go.
on, Raheen, let's go. We're going to do it together. Amen. Father God in heaven, Lord, we coming to you on one accord, Lord, with humble hearts and bow down to it. Father, we know that you're an awesome God. Help us, oh Lord. Help us, Lord. Father, we want to do your word. You said to clothe those who are naked, Lord. You said to feed those who are hungry, Lord. And we're here to do your will, Lord, and not ours. Father, we love and honor you this morning. Keep giving us the wisdom, the guidance, and the understanding. Direct us in your way, your will, Lord. Father, we love you. Thank you for the power of the Holy Spirit that you indwell in each and every last one of us, Lord. Father, we love, honor, glorify you this morning. In Christ Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. Keep us all protected. Touch Rosa, Lord. As she go out to do your will, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Allow her to be successful in whatever she's going to do. In the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you. Amen.
Man.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, anybody have anything before we get out of here? Everybody's good? Good deal. Good deal. Captain Leonard, anything on your heart, brother?
No, not today. I think it was a great show. Thank everybody for their comments and adding, because people need that, man.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody heard something today, hopefully, as our prayer was in the beginning when we opened the show.
Yes, sir.
Is that we changed somebody's life, man. We helped them either know that they're doing a great job, or else they need to do a better job. You know, it's all for the edification of that which is righteous.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All about solutions, man. Like I said, we could talk about the problems all day long.
That's right.
We got to get to a point in a place in a time where we talk about solutions, man. What are some of the solutions? What can we do in that now that we planted that seed? We got to move forward and start putting some stuff together so we can be that solution. We got to put some stuff together, man. We got to move. It's time to move. But anyway, it's time for us to get out of here, man. Anybody agree with what I'm saying? Anybody agree? Anybody? Do I have one person that agree that we need to move forward?
Can you get a witness?
Can I get a witness? Amen. Amen. There you go. Rico, take us to church. Rico, you're a Christian. You Christian now. Go ahead.
That's what y'all say.
We're gonna beat it in you.
He's a righteous man.
He's a righteous man. He's righteousness. He's righteousness.
I try.
There you go. There you go. Good deal. Let me see. Somebody done said something in the chat bar. Let me see. Somebody done said something funny about you, Rico. I don't know what they said. Let me see. Oh, Public Citizen said, amen. Public Citizen, amen. We're going to leave it right there. It is now 10:14. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is 10:14. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some light on you for the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please, please be blessed. Love you.